We back, y'all. Like MJ in '94.
Huh?
We back. 2 words. That's
Two
it.
words. I'm back.
That's all we
Welcome
need.
to an episode of No More Half Measures, brought to you by the good folks who brought you Good Earners,
Uh-huh.
podcast
The
about
legendary
the Sopranos,
Sopranos review podcast.
Come on now.
series
Only
2,
black. Hold on, let's
only
get
black
hold on,
podcast
hold
covering
on.
the
Let's get our shit
Sopranos.
off real
Yeah,
quick.
get it off though.
All right, man.
You know
All right,
what I'm
let's get it,
saying?
man.
The
Go
only
ahead.
black Sopranos review podcast,
What
world
else?
renowned.
Yes.
What else?
Guest host Vito
Yes.
on that before.
Joseph
Talk to him.
Scaniscoli.
Yeah, facts. Back of the bean connoisseurs.
Uh-huh.
Back at the Bing.
Absolutely, man.
We
Y'all
even
know
made
why
many
y'all
states of
here.
Newark look good.
Hey.
Even entertained y'all through many saints of Newark, man.
Hey.
86 episodes?
Plus.
86 episodes.
Yeah, plus.
Not to
plus
mention all the back of the
beans.
Bings.
I'm gonna tell y'all the number while y'all talking that talk.
Not
Y'all
to
know
mention just timeless moments, podcast moments that go down in lore forever. When it
Facts.
comes to Mo stopping mid email.
Hey, why you leave? Why you use
Nah,
these-
because that's Spike. Would you agree that's the number one moment of
That's 1,000,000% the number
100%,
one moment of Good Earners.
100% the number one moment of Good Earners. We have the John Sacramone in the bathroom at the Bing, sitting bare ass on the toilet. That
Come on,
moment
man.
itself. You find
Come
that
on, man.
episode. Forget which one it was. That moment that we had
Yes.
between the three of us.
Yes.
We
White
discussed
Caps.
that.
Legendary.
Hey, White Caps. Oh yeah. We definitely got 100
College.
episodes, including every release total. We got 100 episodes over there for sure.
And what I'm most proud of, similar to what we're gonna do with Breaking Bad, it's not like we just discuss each episode. We discuss each scene.
Facts.
Everything that happened in that show, we discussed from the fucking looks of somebody waking up in the morning to any big action shootout. We discussed it and gave our thoughts and opinions and dove into it. But as they say,
All
one
documented.
chapter closes, another one opens. The documentary, we covered the documentary on there as well. So
yeah,
please check us out. But I will say, I texted Mo maybe about a couple hours ago, about an hour ago. It was around 7:15, and I texted him and said, "I feel like I used to feel before games in high school." I'm saying you play football, you play basketball. It's just that you're about to go out there and have fun, but you want to perform. You just want to make sure that we starting it back up. Knock the rust off, get everything going.
Do
As
what
we
you
mentioned,
know you can do. And do what we know we can
you know
do.
you can do it. Yeah, it's just all good. So we're getting in the rhythm. It's been a while, been about 6 months since you've heard our voices together.
Can I say one thing?
Back. For sure, man, of course.
I'll say this for those that are new listeners that happen to just say, "Oh, there's a new Breaking Bad podcast." Shout out to Spike for putting it on Reddit. If y'all have never listened to our Good Earners pod, if y'all not a Sopranos fan, but y'all are a Breaking Bad fan, Bryan Cranston, all of those things. Just to give y'all a synopsis, you're going to get a black perspective, but it's not blackety black. It's just going to be an interesting outlook. It is blackety black, but it ain't like that we're trying to push the black agenda forward.
Professional blackity black.
It's inclusive black. It's just getting to know you.
Yeah.
Getting to know you black.
Yes, it's very cultural, but at this point where we see the world, everybody is like looped into the culture now. So y'all gonna get some really entertaining episodes and some we like to create a show within talking about a show. So y'all got something to look forward to. So that's all I want to say.
100%. And if you do not know us, if you're not familiar, you're just now meeting us on No More Half Measures, a Breaking Bad podcast. I'm your host, Rich, joined by the good brother Maurice Hunt III, and of course, joined by the legend Spike Lou. We're going to be a 3 hosts navigating every single episode. I believe there's 62 of them. Going every single episode, every single scene. So this podcast should last, considering we take breaks on holidays, probably take a week or two break between seasons. This is something that you should have in your rotation for the next 18 months at least, before we move on to our next show. So we look forward to getting things started. Fellas, I want to start with an email, no more half measures pod at gmail.com. Anybody that wants to reach out to us, no more half measures pod at gmail.com. You can write in. Of course, if you would know from Good Earners, we got emails all the time. I will be reading them. I promise I will read your email. If I'm not going to read it, I won't start it and then stop mid-email. All right, I'll give you that proper respect just to respond to you and let you know what's going on. But we did get one before this show even started, and it's our guy, man, Brick VS guy, man. I don't know if this is supposed to be Brick versus or Brick VS, but either way, I'm glad y'all about to start this. It felt right with how much it was referenced in Good Earners. Very interested in y'all's takes on why Walt is more despicable than Tony, or at least
Oh,
Spikes, because I've discussed this with him before. I personally love how mostly self-sufficient Walt is in comparison to that non-varsity beef and sausage by the carload fat fuck.
oh
Oh,
my
and
God.
one last question: which pilot is better? Because I'd have to give it to Breaking Bad. Only other debut that's better in my opinion are The Shield and Mad Men. I know y'all about to have another classic. Appreciate the good content. Brick VS guy, we appreciate you, my guy. So, Spike Lou, I
Mm,
believe the question was directly asked. It was really to all of us, but he mentioned you particularly.
mhm.
What makes Walter worse than Tony Soprano?
Because
Is it too early to say?
I mean, I can
Just a
answer it.
general synopsis. Yeah, we're gonna have a little
Yeah,
mini
we're gonna talk
conversation,
about
y'all,
it. We're
before
gonna
just a mini
revisit.
conversation about our introduction to Breaking Bad, how
Yep.
we became fans, what led to this pod, and all that. It's just very, very brief before we get into the episode. I promise it won't be too long. But since that question was posed in the email, and remind you, even though the show came out in 2008, it's been out for a while. We still are going to try to respect spoilers. We're going to try to keep everything in house to the
Episode
episode
to
we're
episode.
discussing. However, there are going to be some times where we might mention something that happens in the future as it
Or
relates to
reference it.
whatever episode
Yeah.
we're watching. So, once
Facts.
again, trying to be spoiler free as much as possible. I want to say that even though the show came out when I was still in college, but statute of limitations is up.
Um,
But we try to be respectful.
yeah, to answer your question, this is gonna be a reoccurring theme throughout this episode. I know for y'all, for me personally, and y'all can give y'all opinion on it. This one of the reasons we voted from the shows that we were going to do is because I felt like these two are the biggest anti-heroes that you have in all of TV. So I
Probably
feel
all
like it
time,
was
right?
only natural. I feel like yeah, exactly, absolutely. It was only natural to go from Tony to Walter. Why I think Walter is much more of a piece of shit than Tony. Tony was born in this shit, man. It was in him, not on him. Like he ain't really had no choice.
Yeah,
Walt
Mm.
Walt was a dirt bag. You can see it in this episode, and we'll talk about it when we get there.
Hey.
That nigga Walt was a dirt bag, and we were all led to believe because we'll talk about how we found in the show. Oh man, it's his chemistry teacher who was a nerd that turned into a man. Like, nah, this nigga was a piece of shit from the beginning. And it takes a rewatch to really understand that. And that's why my take is that Walt is much worse of a human being than Tony Soprano. And
Mm.
so
we had the benefit of seeing Tony in therapy sessions.
Okay.
That gave another
so
perspective on him
that's
that opened us up to him a little bit. Pause. But I just think Walt, like we didn't get to see him with Dr. Melfi. So we don't
yeah.
know the other stuff that he's thinking about.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing is we're gonna get into which pilot or what we think about the pilot as we get into the episode. I think that'll be a natural segue because I have thoughts on that and what my original thoughts were. But Mo, I want to kick it over to you. When did you get familiar with Breaking Bad? Because we know you were late to Sopranos. You started watching that during COVID. When were you watching Breaking Bad when it was on air? What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the show, and where do you rank it? Because we know what you think about Sopranos. That's number one to you. What do you rank Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad's top five.
Okay.
Um, I came across this a little actually before Sopranos. So it was a little bit different for me. I actually end up catching up with them in real time. And it was a crazy thing because we were pregnant. So like I was in real time with my laptop in the hospital watching Breaking Bad. I didn't realize we was in real time because I was like, where are the rest of the episodes? And I'm like, oh, I caught up.
You caught up.
And so I remember then watching it, and that was probably around 2011, probably like 2011. And I remember starting off slow, but man, once it caught me. And I was bouncing back between this and Walking Dead. And this is like peak Walking Dead. You know what I mean? That came out in 2010. So I remember bouncing back between the shows, and I was like, that's when, and so My first,
Both were on AMC too, weren't they?
yeah, exactly.
AMC had it on lock for a minute, man.
And they did, and
Facts.
Netflix was new, and Breaking Bad was on Netflix. They was one of the early runners of with Netflix. I think they might still be on Netflix. So
It is.
okay,
It
and
is,
they
yeah.
don't lead that they got to lock that in.
That's what
Time.
helped blow you made a good point. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what helped blow Netflix up to the point that it is now. It
Absolutely,
wasn't that
absolutely.
before Breaking Bad got on there.
Absolutely. So I remember it starting off slow, but then like when it picked up, like I was eyes glued. So it made it interesting. Like when we obviously did Sopranos, and I came across that was during COVID, so that's quite a wide ways away from 2011. But like watching this, I won't say this was my first taste of prestige TV, but it was my first understanding that television can be done differently. Because my first taste was we talked about Lost, which was in the running of our next episode that next show that we possibly could have done, but it was still in the fantasy land. This was rooted in reality, and it was my first taste. I was like, oh wow, because I'm walking away from the show feeling the emotions. I'm feeling the what's going to happen next, and I would consistently cut myself off because I wanted to like process. So my first experience was just excellent with this show. It is Walt worse. I don't remember if I did or didn't say he was, but I will say that I don't want to make that. I don't want to make that judgment call just yet. I think Spike makes an excellent point, though. I think you made an excellent point as far as like because I sent y'all a video about Tony Soprano and Bobby Bacala. And whenever you get a chance, it's going to be I sent it because I knew how Spike feels about Bobby. And I think it's a really interesting take on how Tony feels about Bobby and like how Bobby is what Tony really wanted to be. And so for that, he was hating. But that's a whole separate thing. Y'all go listen to Good Earnest for all our takes when it comes to that. So it's a hard call for me right now. I don't remember what I said then. Maybe I was like kind of riding the wave of what Spike was saying, even Rich. But I can't make that call right now as far as is he worse than Tony Soprano? Because Tony definitely, we did 86 episodes and he did some really awful things. So I look forward to figuring that out by the end of the series when we do our Breaking Bad version of Back of the Bean. We call it RV talk.
Yeah, in the lab or something like that.
Something like that.
In the lab.
Spike Lou, when did you get introduced to the world of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and methamphetamine?
I had a couple of friends that were telling me the premise. Oh man, this is a teacher. He started selling meth. I'm like, bro, that don't sound interesting or realistic to me. Like, so what? They kept talking about it, or they kept suggesting it, and then I think AB said he had started watching it. I'm like, man, let me give this shit a try. I didn't watch it in real time in the beginning, but I was like Mo. I caught up, and then this is one of these shows. Like as I caught up and started getting more interested in it, like you said, Mo, the pilot, it really jumped out to me, and I was like, okay, where are they going with this? But they just kept getting better and better at the cliffhangers and the what? How did they get out of this? So this is one of the few shows I say early Scandal, Lost, Prison Break,
Oh
where
yeah, Prison
it's
Break. Yeah.
it's like I gotta go to sleep, I gotta go to work the next morning, but I gotta hit play on this next episode. Fuck that little hour. Fuck that little hour, bro. Like after this happened, man, I ain't no way I'm finna cut this off and go to sleep and not watch this next episode. This one may be number one in that category of now I have to see what happens next. Ain't no way I can go to sleep, especially when you're binging it on Netflix.
This and Game of Thrones are 1 and 2, whatever order you want to put them in.
Good point. I forgot to mention Game of Thrones, but yes, absolutely. So that's how I got introduced to it. Friends were telling me about it. I did not believe in it. Was surprised when I got hooked to it. And then when I got hooked and caught up, like that Breaking Bad finale was like a Super Bowl for me. Similar to Game of Thrones when they did the long night when they were fighting the White Walkers. Like that shit felt like a playoff game, nigga. Like I couldn't wait to see what was coming. Like nigga, I was in front of the TV, popcorn, like ready to rock with that last season finale going. So that's how I got introduced to it.
I was similar, word of mouth, of course, and it's funny, Spike, because there's a famous story that Pete Berg, Pete Berg is a director slash actor.
Friday
I think
Night
he told
Lights.
him, yeah, Friday Night Lights, another show that we should
Plenty of shit,
definitely
yeah.
get into. Either way, Great White Hype, which we just did on Culture Garden not too long ago. But Pete Berg was on the Bill Simmons podcast years ago. I remember this is back when I was still listening actively. But years ago, when I remember he told the story, Vince Gilligan was a writer on the movie Hancock, which Pete Berg directed, and was talking about, hey, I'm not going to be able. They was going to do some rewrites, and Vince Gilligan came up to Pete Berg like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm working on the show. He said, what do you mean? Like, this is your job. What do you mean you ain't going to be able to do it? This is your job. He said, I know I'll do this. I'll do this last one, but then really got to finish up this show. I'm making a show about this high school science teacher who gets cancer,
I
and he
listened to
starts
that
making
episode.
starts making meth. And he looked at him and said, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. That's never gonna work. You might as well stay here. That's never gonna get picked up. And then he said he looked up one day and it was Breaking Bad. So crazy how you can believe in your own dream and your own vision. Make sure you follow that.
That
But I just heard people talk about it, and this is gonna roll us into the conversation of the pilot. I tried to watch it, and I don't know. This episode aired January 20th of 2008. So this might be late 2008, early 2009 when I try to watch it. And I tried to watch it and I tried to get into it, and for some reason I could not get past this first episode. Matter of fact, just for true full transparency, this is my first rewatch of Breaking Bad.
same, same.
I've never rewatched the series. I watched
Yeah,
it once,
this is gonna make
so
it
that's
great.
why I'm very excited to do this. Really excited because I'm already noticing, and it might be because of what I know already about these characters and what happens. But I didn't appreciate the pilot and how good it is the first time I watched it. It took me a good 3-4 times to get through that first episode. And honestly, Breaking Bad didn't stick with me until episode 6. Episode 6 is when it started, and then going to Spike's point, I've never seen a show or watched a show that every single episode, every single season just one upped, and you just had to keep going. It was incredible to witness in real time. Like, how do they keep doing this?
Isn't
Shout out
that
to Jesse. How do they keep getting away with this? Because it got better each and every time.
how crazy is it that like it was around episode 6 the Sopranos really found they bag at college?
Yeah,
Ain't that
you gotta be
crazy?
patient. I was very impatient with the show, so I was in and out of Breaking Bad. Those first 6 episodes, I was in and out, and I finally got to the beginning, and it just seemed weird, man. This dude in his tiny whiteys got a gun
Yeah,
out. Like, what the fuck is going on? And he just
yeah.
seemed, but you need all of that. It's brilliant television.
Yes, it
It's actually
is.
one of the better, not only just one of the better pilots to Brick VS guy's point, but it's also one of the better pieces of the show. And that's very rare where the pilot is one of the top 15, top 20 episodes. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just an intro. So,
Um, when we get to
Third
to
rewatch for me, I just want to mention that. And
okay,
my bad, Mo, I didn't mean to cut you off. Third rewatch for me. And little known fact about this show, it was shopped to HBO first. They turned it down. And it was shopped to
Sopranos was
I
still
want to say
active at that point,
FX.
wasn't
Yep.
nah,
I
they
want to
just
say.
in, well, probably
I
when it was
don't know. I
shot.
don't know. I'm not sure. I
they? They
said
just
yep.
finished
Sopranos,
though.
Sopranos ended in 07. This started January 08.
It was shopped to HBO. It was shopped to, I think, FX, if I'm not mistaken. And all of these places turned it down. AMC gave it a chance because before this, they didn't have any prestige TV, to Mo's point. And that they went with AMC reluctantly, not knowing if they could tell it. So I heard Vince Gilligan, he on Bill Simmons podcast as well, talking about the stuff. So yeah, it's pretty
And
cool.
you can definitely see how Better Call Saul he has so much more freedom. So out the gate he's getting to it versus this being like the Hancock thing. You know what I mean?
And as much as I love this show, I got Saul ranked better than this.
I don't know.
Like
Yeah,
once I finish
a lot of people
Saul,
that's
gonna be a
we was in the
conversation
text.
that we'll talk
Yeah,
about.
we was in the text
But
chain
once
about it because I was like, I was kind of like, I
I
don't know, because I was with you.
I
like,
got
it's
Saul
this.
better than this, bro.
I
And it's
don't-
it's close, but Saul, like just that, bro, that shit was
was
like
excellent.
a novel. That was brilliant.
It was. It was.
Like the way that ended, and then like because I did a rewatch on Saul as well, like just rewatching it. Because I remember I couldn't get into it at first. It was like
Yeah.
so
Same
slow. And
thing,
I'm like,
same
bro, this
thing.
is
Just like this.
terrible. It's even slower than this, but you're right. But then watching
And I
it,
wasn't a fan of Saul.
I I was okay with Saul. He was like one of my. I did like him as a character actually,
Okay.
but once I got to the end of it and seen how he tied all this shit together, I was like, God damn! Like my mind was blown.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Facts.
So the two things that I wanted to say. One thing I want to shout out Monica. She did reach out to us.
Shout out to Monica. What's up?
I didn't get the chance to forward it to the email, but Monica did reach out. You know, she was talking about how excited she was. She's recently married. Now, Monica,
congratulations.
If y'all, I don't know if y'all remember Monica, but Monica was. She said, "I'm the basic ass white girl." You know,
I remember.
So, but she loved our show so much, and so she was recently married, and so she hit us up. You left an email over at the Good Earners email, and then she hit us up on the DM when the episode didn't come out, and she was like, "Oh man, I ain't told my husband." I didn't tell.
We already started issues in the marriage, man. We already started issues in the marriage.
I thought it had you in my house. She told her husband about like these guys are good, like this is what they. And so he was on board and he was excited. And then to find out like nothing came out because she thought she was tripping because I didn't put nothing out, and that's another story. But and so
I was in Vegas, Monica. That's on me. I was in Vegas, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Push everything back a week.
Your timeline got effed up. But
hey, Monica, you've got to learn. We black people, man. Sometimes
don't do that.
Sometimes, Monica, I'm sorry, it's just CPT. Like sometimes we just on CPT.
Oh man, no,
you don't know what CPT means. Ask one of your black friends, or
absolutely
email us again. Email us again, and we'll tell you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're sorry. It was all of our faults. It wasn't just Rich. It was me as well. But yeah.
And so, but it was dope to me that like her and her husband was like down about it in the sense that. Oh, the anticipation for a podcast, like of us doing this, like that meant a lot. I'm like, cause like I don't know about y'all, but like I started listening to podcasts, and we're gonna get into the episode, so I don't worry. But this is the pilot, so this is our pilot, and I started listening to podcasts probably around like 2010, 11, 12, something like that, or 13, maybe something like that. Earlier, it's been a decade now, and. Like now, I'm not so much into a lot of podcasts because I just don't care what people think like that no more. You know, I'm only into a few, and obviously my two brothers here, but it's not a lot I'm into because I just don't care what people think about. You know, so
that's for people, shit ever.
So people into it, still looking forward to it. It's like this is a part of my my thing. I thought it was dope. So shout out to Monica. That's the one thing I wanted to say.
And to your point. There is some anticipation for it. Like the Reddit post got 3,000 views. I know I was talking to Ken. He said, I'm gonna rewatch with y'all to listen to it. Shout out
somebody
to
at my job too was like that. He was like, hey, you guys are still doing a Breaking Bad podcast, right? I just watched the pilot, bro. Like it was like in a passing thought. And dude was like, hey, you guys are still doing the, and one of the other guys was like, hey, you guys gonna get another actor on this show too? I was like, I don't know. We got to see, you know what I mean? Like, cause I told him about, Joseph Ganiscoli. He was like, oh man, that's fire. Like, y'all gonna get, I said, I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean? So, who knows?
Anything's possible.
Maybe we can get Walt Jr.
Hey, no, for real though. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold on, man. Chill. Spike gotta chill, man.
We're back in the Good Earner vibe. That's straight Good Earner
relax,
Spike right there.
Walt Jr. on here, bro.
Hey, I take it, bro. I'll take it. Look, I got great questions. You know what I mean? But
I got a lot of questions.
So, but yeah,
man.
But anyway, go ahead, Rich. Back to you, bro.
We about to get into the pilot, man. We about to get into the episode.
Hey, your hopes of keeping these under 2 hours are not gonna happen. I'm just gonna let you know that right
Not
now.
on this one. Maybe not on this one.
Not on this one for sure. We'll see what happens, man.
All right.
It's not a strict guideline. It was just an idea.
Yeah, but
wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. I know it's not gonna happen. But
I rolled my eyes when I read that text. I was like,
"Oh, for real?" Hey, my man Spike got time today, cuz.
Ain't
nobody paying Spike no mind, man.
My man's.
All right. We here to talk about season 1, episode 1 of Breaking Bad, titled Pilot. Obviously the first episode of the series. One of the highest rated ones of this season, second highest rated, I'd say, of the season. There's only 7 episodes in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
This episode aired January 20th of 2008. Breaking Bad was created by Vince Gilligan. This episode was written and directed by Vince Gilligan. And we'll talk about the actors as we go along, but obviously everybody knows Bryan Cranston playing the main character of Walter White, who is the vehicle behind this show and the motivation behind everything that happens. If you are looking to watch with us, the show is currently streaming on Netflix, all 5 seasons, 62 episodes. So, like I said, we will be with you every single week until we finish this. Take a couple breaks here and there, but we're looking forward to getting this started. Spike Lou,
Mm.
still doing synopsis, man.
Mm. I didn't have one prepared for this one, but I can
He'll
go
be
All
ready
right,
for
we'll
the
break
next
it down. That's cool. I didn't know
I
for
will
sure.
be ready for the next
This
one.
is real time editing. So Spike Lee's gonna come
I'm
back with
glad
this
you reminded
infamous.
me because I will start doing those.
Cool. You know that was part of my favorite part of the episodes, the Spike Lee
Yeah,
synopsis.
that's
But
absolutely.
just to jump into this world, diagnosed with lung cancer, high school chemistry teacher Walter White teams with ex-student Jesse to cook meth in an RV using science and sudden violence to secure their first batch and escape 2 lethal dealers. Mo,
Mm.
Spike,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and jump into the episode and get it going. Now, the first thing I want to mention, I want to get your thoughts on your first time watching this because we really get a teaser. And I think it's one of the brilliant things that they did with the show because when you watch the first half of this episode, that's not going to draw anybody in. Walter appears to be a loser, living a loser life. And I'm not trying to say like having a family and job. Nah, man, because there's no. Do you want to be Walter White looking at those first moments? Do you want to be you getting a hand job on your birthday? Get the fuck out of it. Put your face down. What are we doing?
You jumping way ahead. Hold on.
I'm just saying, like, there's certain
I got
things.
thoughts.
I'm just saying, there's certain things where you look at, and this just looks like
Yeah.
the midlife crisis that everybody talks about. I'm not saying Walter is a loser, but I'm sure when he was 20, he wasn't thinking about his life looking like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you
Especially
started that
with
way,
what
I
he
think it's a
had
little bit
achieved.
difficult to go into it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
especially
ahead.
what
What
he
you
had
said, Spike?
achieved. I didn't realize the nigga was the Nobel Peace Prize shit. That was again. This is my third watch. I didn't even
I
realize
thought
it
you
was
say
my
it's
first
your.
two watch.
Oh no, it was Richard's.
My third, yeah, it's my
Yeah.
third watch. So I didn't even realize this is my first time seeing a Nobel Peace Prize shit. And for him to have had that accomplishment and be here washing cars and like fucking like, bro, come on, what are we doing? So I agree with the loser point, but it was for different reasons though. Mainly because Skylar was his wife. I
Well, we'll
couldn't
get into
I couldn't
we'll
have
get
a
in,
wife like that.
we'll get
That
into
that
we'll
that
get.
I would hang
Hold on,
myself.
man. We don't. Skylar ain't even there yet, man. You don't hate her already.
Hold on, bro.
We'll work our way.
Hold
to
on.
that.
Hold on.
We'll work our way there. But one thing
I would unalive myself if Skylar was my
Hey,
wife, bro.
stop it. You're taking the comedy too far. You
one
on your
thing-
way.
hold on,
You're going
man.
to the top. You next little Bruce.
One thing I want to point out that I thought was really dope by the show, to Spike's point, that Nobel Peace Prize. Well, the real winners in 1985, they were awarded that because of their development of methods to determine crystal structures. So to have a crystal meth show and to use a real Nobel Peace Prize tied in, so if anybody did research, like, oh, that would check out if Walter White. So it's trying to be canon in some sense.
That was fine.
But I thought that was really dope. But going back to itself, our opening, we have a man in his tidy whities holding a gun. He's in an RV. You see 3 bodies, 1 in the front seat, 2 in the back. You in this desert. One man's just driving, don't know what's going on. He's distressed, takes out a video camera, makes a message to his family, makes one to the authorities. This is not an admittance of guilt. And then we hear the sirens approaching. Walter's got the handgun. And then we actually flash into the show. But just opening this show, and seeing that for the first, 3 to 4 minutes. Mo, what was your initial thought? Were you excited to get into it? Were you intrigued by what you had going on? Like, how did we get here? Or was it like, I don't know. We'll give it a chance.
I know that we said that we wouldn't make comparisons to Sopranos, but we are the Good Earner crew, at heart. So it's going to happen.
The Sopranos is going to be the Wire version of this show.
Yeah, probably.
How we did the Wire, the Sopranos is going to be that version of this.
Yeah, we'll probably reference Sopranos a lot.
Okay, that's a great point. I like how you put that because I didn't know how to. Yeah, that's perfect. Dude, this was like in the first minute and 30 seconds, bro. Like I appreciate this crazy opening because you don't know what's going on. He's driving. He got the mask on. He's checking on whoever's in the passenger seat. He's trying to get somewhere. You're hearing sirens. He takes the RV and he's driving, but it looked like something's going on, end up crashing, getting out, getting in the car. I mean, getting out of the RV and making the tape. It was an interesting thing because I was like, again, this is me and Rich. This is our second time around. When we did Sopranos, this is my third time around. So it was kind of a thing where I was kind of looking at it like I so much that I don't remember in the little details. I was like, is this a genuine feeling that Walt is having? Because we know obviously where we get when we get to the last season. So that was a thing that kind of stood out to me, was like, is this a genuine feeling? Like he said, he's talking to, Skyler, I love you. And then he's talking to Walt Jr. And it's like, there's a lot of things you're going to hear about me. So it was just kind of an interesting thing where I was like, is this a genuine feeling because of where we land? And that was kind of the thing that I was trying not to put so much emphasis and focus on, but I couldn't help but to look at it. And again, we're trying to keep it spoiler free as much as we can, but it's going to be a challenge. So that was the kind of thing that stood out to me. But like the fact that they didn't wait 10, 15 minutes, they got right to it literally in the first minute and a half. I said, yo, this is what I'm talking about, because that's what makes me want to hear more about what Vince Gilligan has to say, because pilots get canceled all the time. I literally subscribe to a YouTube channel that has just uploads pilots that got canceled because and there's a few pilots that were really good that just got canceled. So I'm really into why pilots got canceled that had potential. And so
Beverly Hills Cop, man, with Brandon T. Jackson playing Axel Foley's son. That's actually a good episode. That show should have got picked up.
I know y'all gonna clown me for it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like the Bow Wow show, that I thought they had a great cast, and I thought it was good. I thought he
had from Entourage. You talk about
it was called the Bow Wow show?
No. Literally, it was Bow Wow. Like, and he had Kim. Was it Kim Fields? Is it Kim Fields? Kim Fields.
What was his happening?
Mom. He was like famous, I think, a little bit, but like it was. I'll send it to you. It's a channel.
There's a he was Ozzy.
Look,
you know what? Never mind. I'm good.
Kurt Franklin had a pilot.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Like, I'm just saying, like they had a few different shows that had like pilots. You're like, oh, okay, that could have worked, and it got canceled. There's a lot of black shows in there, so if y'all interested in it, I'll send y'all the page if y'all just whatever. But I'm always interested in like why things didn't work, and I don't know. Anyway, it's nerding out, but I like that it got to it right away. So,
Spike, what about you? What were your initial thoughts? Like, you see this man in his drawers holding a gun. What are you even thinking?
This is some white people shit. I was mad that I listened to the people that told me to watch this and was like, oh, this is a drug deal. I'm like, bro, I'm not this nigga in tidy whities. Like, bro, this ain't first watch.
Yeah.
Now watching it for the third time, appreciating how good it is.
Brilliant.
And listening and knowing Vince, the creator of the show. And one of the main things that he said is so impressive to me about this and Saul is I would challenge my writers to write themselves into a corner and us having to figure out how we're going to get out of this. And you can tell that throughout all of his series. And this is one of those things. The pilot, I think, leads to later episodes. It's not a spoiler, but for you guys to know, like the cold opens when you would see stuff in here and you'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And don't know how they got there. And then they explain it and you get through the episode and they get to the point of how they got to that cold open, like Lawson made this famous, a flash forward. Doing those flash forwards, and you're like, wait, what's happening? Like, it's almost like your brain breaks because they show you something, giving context to what you know it is, but still also not enough context for you to be able to figure it out without seeing the episode.
How to Get Away with Murder. Another one.
Facts. That's a good point. I think Breaking Bad was brilliant in that I didn't appreciate this as much first time I seen it because I wasn't sold. But again, second, third watch, it's like, oh shit, this shit is great. This is brilliant. So
I touched on it a little bit, but everything y'all just echoed as far as you miss it the first time, you watch it again, and you just realize, oh, this is actually a phenomenal episode. How did it take me so long to get through it that first time? I'm curious to see how it goes as we move along with the season. If I remember those like I originally did. I remember episode 6 was the one I got through, but that's going to be an interesting observation as we go on. As we move forward into the episode, we're done with the flash forward. we actually get to meet Walter White, and we get a look into his life. So we see him as 5:02 in the morning next to his wife. Seems like a normal guy, regular working man at this point. We don't know anything else. And that's the one thing I want to make sure everybody remembers as we discuss this show. To the best of our abilities, we're treating it as we're just meeting him for the first time, like we're just watching this for the first time. We know all the despicable, terrible things Walter did, but in the world of No More Half Measures, he's just a guy getting out of bed at 5:02 in the morning. All right. We see the nursery with baby toys, so we know that his wife is expecting. Don't really know much about his wife. We just know they're expecting a child. Walter's on his stepper, and then of course as Spike mentioned earlier, the Nobel Peace Prize. So we know he's smart, not just teacher smart, like Nobel Peace smart. So we know that it might be an indication of what a lot of us can maybe relate to: underachievement sometimes, where you feel like you're better than the position that you're actually in. And I would even dare say, I think there's a point in everybody's life where they just feel like they're just skating by.
Yeah.
This is gonna be my life. I'm gonna do the same thing over and over and over until I'm out of here. Right? We see the infamous in Breaking Bad, we don't know it at the time, but the infamous breakfast bacon with the number 50 on it. They do it for Walter's birthday every year. It's a big 5-0. It's got the eggs, veggie bacon, just a real boring life. Walt Jr. walks in the room. What are you guys getting from all of this? This is just a look into the life of Walter at home. Our first interaction with Skylar to get a little bit of view of her personality. What are your thoughts of Walter White and who he is as a man at this moment?
Well, the thing I wanted to ask is, Spike, when you turned 50, did anybody give you the 50 bacon?
Welcome to No More Half Measures. I like that. Man. It was clever. What I will say,
that was good, Mo.
Right, what I will say though, in relation to that, Mo, I'm at that stage in my life where I look at this and I'll be like, God, please, I can't. That can never fucking happen. Rich talk about this all the time.
You don't like it? This is lame, or what? What's the?
It ain't even lame. It's just like it's uneventful. It's leading to nowhere. It's like I've accepted being this person that teaches school and washes cars, and that's fine with me. Like my little pleasures or whatever I do on the side and get my little dopamine rushes off, that's fine. And I never want to be there. I never, like, the third time through watching this, it's like, God, geez, like Richard said this a lot of times before. So many people fall into that. It's like, I'm this age. I have these responsibilities. I'm just going to do the things and make sure that these things that I'm responsible for continue to progress forward. And I don't have no dreams, no aspirations, no hobbies, no ambitions. It's keeping my wife happy. It's taking care of my child. Like that is hell for me.
Okay, so if you're in this situation, what's the ideal? Because we know that she ends up planning a surprise party, which it's the build up. But what's the ideal morning of? You're in this situation. You got a wife, child, a grown, whatever. What's the ideal? Go ahead, give it to us. Like, what's the ideal
morning?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like Skylar got to come off that top. Like, what we talking about? First of all, that's how the morning starts. That fucking little 50 bacon shit.
It's my birthday.
That's I'm gonna be Mo this series.
Hey, I'm gonna be Spike is morning.
Hey, it's morning time, but you got to give a neck dinner. It's morning, but you got to give a neck dinner.
A little veggie bacon shit
dinner
on my
for
birthday.
Breakfast. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, Walt Jr. gonna have to knock on the door. Like, what y'all doing in there? Like, what's going on? Like, that's how the birthday started at 50.
Yeah, go put some Pop-Tarts in the toaster, bro.
Yeah, little nigga, final ride to school, man. Be busy.
Hey, get them toasted strudels popping, bro.
I ain't even going in today, to be honest with you. You gotta find another ride, bro.
Thanks. All right.
I think the biggest thing
your
is
mom busy and I'm busy. Like, it's my 50th birthday.
Man, figure it out. Figure it out.
Keep that flame, you know what I mean?
The biggest thing is, and they showed it a little bit, is that we know Walter was a part of a Nobel Peace winning team.
Yeah.
And I think that's the overall thing. We just talked about this literally on Another Week in the Books. about how there's moments when you feel like you've reached the highest of heights. I never forget watching America's Game. There's a show called America's Game on NFL Network. They talk to the winning Super Bowl team about the year prior, and I remember doing a marathon of these, and they were talking to the Packers. Brett Favre, who was a terrible human being, but Brett Favre was talking about how they won the Super Bowl in '96, and he just remembers being on that podium and just thinking, this that's it. And sometimes you're always chasing that. The life experience is the journey. It's the chase. It's not the destination. It's not winning it or actually reaching a goal. It's actually grinding to get towards it. And when you're somebody like Walt and you looking like he's not grinding towards shit, he has nothing that he's waking up for and trying to achieve. It's the same old shit. He looks miserable. I got veggie fucking bacon with no head on my 50th birthday. Nigga, I've only been up for 90 minutes. Is this an indication of how my day is gonna go? Is this an indication of how the rest of my life's gonna go? Because if that's the case, we can go ahead and check out now. For real, like that's some bullshit. Like
I
what are
do
we
got a
doing?
question later because the way they like really paint the picture here. I got a question later. I'm not going to ask here because I want a few more events to transpire. But yes, it's a really interesting thing. It's just amazing because this is the pilot. Like they're trying to build you towards something, and again, in comparison to Sopranos, try to kind of figure out. By this point, Tony is doing the narration of being in at the end. And so in my mind,
Similar,
I'm thinking back
similar
and
concept
forth.
in this.
Yeah, I'm
Similar
thinking back
concept
and
in this
forth.
show. And at the end,
Absolutely. I'm just thinking back and forth, and that's just where my brain goes as far as when we started Good Earners and what we in 2023. So I think 2023.
yeah,
I think
22, 23, somewhere around there.
22, 23, something like that.
One of my biggest takeaways from where we're at right now in the scene by scene, Rich, is how did you get here? That is on the second or third watch what's really intriguing. First watch, it's like I don't really give a fuck because I don't know you. But on the second or third watch, it's like how did you get to this point, especially if you were being considered for a Nobel Peace Prize?
I think we'll figure it
There's
out.
brilliance there.
Yeah,
We will. It does come out. Yeah,
definitely
we figure it out.
Okay.
But one of the intriguing questions to ask as we're reviewing this pilot is, bro, how is this possible that you're in this position and you that smart?
Yep.
So,
And let me. I gotta ask you, Spike, because if you don't know, we talked a lot about Carmela Soprano in Good Earners. Well, Spike's got one ranked above Carmela, and that's going to be Skylar White. Cannot stand Skylar White. So I got to ask you, Spike. We get our first introduction here at the breakfast table. I know it's not a big scene. There's not a lot going on. But what was your first impression? Is this where it started? Did you at least think she was decent here? Did you automatically hate Skylar from the jump?
You trying to feed me veggie bacon? What type of person are you, bro? You're an evil human being even trying to suggest this shit to me.
That's
Turkey
evil
bacon?
trying to make you be healthy.
Nigga, get the fuck
reminds
out of
me of,
here. I'm not eating veggie bacon. You can at least make it turkey bacon. Like what are we doing?
Evil
Yeah.
is crazy.
Veggie bacon?
You're jumping out the window on evil though.
There's a movie called Trippin'. There's a movie called Trippin' that came out back in the day, like '97. And I remember they was trying to get the dad to cut out on bacon, And nigga said, "Who cares if I die on Wednesday instead of Tuesday? Like I don't give a fuck. Feed me that bacon. What are we doing?
Run that pork. Fuck you
Yeah, at least
talking
one
about,
day. It's
bro.
my birthday. Let me
Put
get that.
that
Let me get the
pig
bacon
on the
one
plate,
day.
bro.
Run that real pig, bro. We ain't doing
real,
no
for real.
veggie bacon. And how he responded to it and being like okay with it. That's something that's a point and that's a maturity and a compromise that I would never have in a relationship, which is probably why I'm not in one. You're not running me
It's
veggie
definitely
bacon.
why.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that
not.
maturity or is that just Walt being run down? Is that them showing us this is a rundown
A
man?
little bit of both. A little bit of both. You're right, Rich. But
It's probably
there's
more
no
run.
scenario.
It's more run down than. I feel like
See
we
the
ain't
way
got
he
a
looks
lot.
at the bacon, just flops around. He's just looking at it like
Bruh,
I feel
there's
you
like
want to say something so
scenario.
bad, but it ain't worth it.
yeah. I feel
There's
like
no
like bacon
scenario
strips.
there's no scenario where this could happen to me because I would be so offended. Like, why did you even
well
think?
on the birthday is crazy. Like it'd be
Not
different
even on
like
the birthday, bro. And on a Tuesday, nigga.
Like,
Like
no.
going up on a Wednesday,
Okay,
like McCollum.
after-
Like I
okay, how about
don't
this?
bring no veggie bacon to my breakfast.
Okay, hold on. Now, if he revealed that he had cancer and they said that you happened to be in there with him and they said these things would help, And
Oh
she's
yeah, that's different. You
okay.
make
All
it
right. I
a
just want, but here's what I say. My thing is, I'm thinking that Skylar was more of a, feisty kind of edgy woman in the initial when they were younger. Again, we just theorizing, and that what kind of helped him kind of put down the Nobel Peace, Nobel Peace, the brilliance of who he is, because that made him feel alive and thrive. But once they have Walt Jr., which I'm the one family man on the show, and understanding like how quickly, no shot, no, just providing a little perspective in this regard. You could, I understand where it's like, oh, you get wore down, and you kind of, and so she's not quite what it was at one point. So I'm theorizing here, but I'm like, maybe it was she gave him that life and the edge that he looked for before, but now it's become mundane. Shout out to Christopher Moltisanti. It's like the regularness of life is just too much for me. So I think that now obviously that's going to build the plot. The regularness of life for him is just not enough, and we'll get a little bit more. But I think at some point maybe Skylar was a little more edgy and gave him, and I'll get into that a little more.
I think Skylar's exactly who she is.
She is who she is, but I think
I agree with Rich. I don't know if I don't know if I'm riding with you on that mode. I get it, and I understand, and I love to explore it.
I think she was more edgy than Carmela.
I don't know. Like I think Tony could have asked Carmela to spit in her mouth and she would have been down. I don't think Skylar would.
Yeah, like I don't
know. I don't know about that.
Skylar ain't with the shits. Carmela would have been with the shits.
Okay, so
Carmela, if Tony was like on a phone call, Carmela wouldn't be jacking him off.
But
Carmela would have had her.
All right, let
me chill.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like Carmela would have been.
But wait, Carmela would do that for Tony.
No.
She would do that for Tony. It wouldn't ain't no random nigga getting that out of her. We seen that when she even stepped out on The Sopranos and was dealing with the teacher dude, like or even Fabio.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is his name? No,
Furio.
Furio. Yeah. But my point is, Tony brought that side that you're talking about out of Carmela. With Skylar, I don't see the same thing. Like I don't see any fire in her. I agree with which she's always been.
It's because of what we know later.
It was just, but she's blonde hair, blue eyed, perfect American white girl. Walt really slick shouldn't even be able to pull her.
Okay,
but he did because of his smarts, and now she's manipulating that to be this prude, in my opinion.
Can we talk about something real quick with that?
Yeah,
we see Walter turning 50. Skylar's 38.
Whoa.
What y'all think about that?
In the show?
Whoa.
Yeah,
wait.
at this moment, she's
That's
38.
true?
Yes.
Oh, everything makes sense later. Hey, listen. That makes total sense. Oh.
Yeah, she manipulating him. She's manipulating him, bro.
She got a sugar daddy.
That don't make money, which is insane.
That's insane. Y'all think Skylar really...
This nigga a teacher bro, and a car wash attendant, bro.
You just blew my mind on that, Rich. Hold on. I did not
know that, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was.
I'm not saying the actress was. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying, but Rich, you're 38, right?
Yes, I'm 38.
How mind blowing is that?
That's insane.
Would you date a 50-year-old woman?
I'm a different type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? So
what if she got it going on? Like, what if she like
might not be the right nigga to have?
Hey, like, 50
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
now,
before I say no. I'll date a 50-year-old before a 25-year-old.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she is 38 in this first episode. Walter turned 50, so that
makes a lot more sense.
I'm glad you got that. Did we know how much? Is Carmela like and we're gonna get this, y'all get over it. For y'all that are Breaking Bad fans, get over it. Carmela wasn't that much younger than Tony, right?
They was in the same high school class.
Yeah, same high school together. Okay, so at least one. So they're
right
not the same age. They're 1 or 2 years.
It was like 4 years. Like
if nothing more than that. Okay, so it's totally different. So Skylar's a totally.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. That was a great reveal, Rich. Like I'm like
it makes a lot more sense.
That makes a difference. That makes a difference how you look at
this. It's a generational difference.
Yeah, 12 years is a lot.
Oh man,
like dating somebody 12 years, your difference is a lot. So he felt like this is his score. So This goes too. If you
Ah,
50 and she 38 and she be like, oh, we should be eating turkey bacon, you gonna do it.
yeah, she the
Mm-hmm.
Small
prize.
young thing. Yeah, like come on.
Mm-hmm.
And he a nerd? Like God.
Ah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
yeah, you know, he was Christopher with with Adriana. He's like, you know, you scored way over your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Outkicked his coverage like something crazy.
Yeah.
As we move forward from breakfast, we see that Walt Jr. obviously attends a high school where Walt teaches. This is our first time really finding out that Walt is a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Driving the Aztec on his birthday. He looks like, if you look at the sweater that he's wearing in class, he looks like the um, nigga and nigger. He looks like that dude. Yeah.
Nigger.
If you ain't seen that video, can a nigga borrow a
Hilarious.
French fry? Yeah, Boondocks did a parody on it, but YouTube it looks like the same exact dude. Honestly, it's uncanny. We might have to. I might send Mo a picture of them side by side and have them posted on the
Hey, bro, I
page on
seen that a few
IG.
years ago. I was crying on my couch laughing.
It's hilarious. It's one of those things where no matter how many times I watch it, I'm gonna laugh like it's the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We see, going back to what Spike just said, it's kind of a nerd, right? Which a lot of teachers are. And I wouldn't even call it a nerd because, listen, I'm a nerd. We're all nerds about something. I just mean this fact that you can tell Walter really loves chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
He really loves chemistry much more than having to be
Anything.
objected to the
Oh, can I say one thing?
nonchalantness
One thing
of these
before.
students. Yeah, what's up?
This episode
Just
gonna be 3 hours. I just want to let y'all know.
it won't. It won't. I promise. But just real
I,
quick,
am not. No, I don't got no problem with it.
it's the pilot. Yeah, give us a break. But real quick,
I'm not a
just
fan of putting time limits on podcasts.
I
let it go.
we ain't gonna let that down, man. It was just a, suggestion.
I like to let it flow. I like to let it flow.
we got
Pause.
something to strive for. We got something to strive for. I did want to say just one thing. Like Walt Jr., you know, he complains about them having cold water and they need a new hot water heater. And seeing Walt's face, like, bro, that is a real thing. As a father, like I've had moments like that where it's like, oh, why don't we just get this? And like, you know, being the
I'm glad
leader
I
of
ain't
the
got
household,
kids.
you just know, like, you really don't understand. Like, it's not just
Yeah,
yeah.
this was
But
one of those scenes before you get there. I'm glad you brought this back up, Rich, because we do need to address Walt Jr.'s behavior in this scene. That's one of the reasons that I do not have kids, do not aspire to have kids. Like, stop playing with me, little nigga. You don't pay no bills in here. You limping around this
man,
motherfucker.
you really need to you need a little Spike
Whoa,
Lou.
Spike.
You need a little Spike Lou. I just so you can see yourself. I swear you need a little because nobody else gonna resonate with you more
I'm
than
not
a little
opposed to
Spike
it.
Lou. Like a
Hey,
little
Mo,
Spike
I'm not
Lou is
opposed
gonna
to it, but I'm
resonate so
not. That's
much.
not my
Like, damn,
goal.
that's really me. Like
I'm not
that's all
opposed
you
to
need
it.
for real.
Mo, you right. I'm not opposed to it, but that's not my goal, not
No
any
doubt,
aspiration that I have. But,
no doubt.
bruh,
You
it's a
got
lot to take care
you
of.
probably got to hang it up now
It's a lot to take. Nah, I
with the
still got
5-0
time.
bacon.
Stop.
You got to hang it up, bro.
I don't know. But to my point, before in this scene, it's a lot to take care of you, bro. And you being a
Mm-hmm.
smart aleck and talking about the water and shit, like, bro, I'll kick these crutches from underneath you, my nigga.
Hey,
Like,
you gotta
stop
give him a
playing with
break
me.
though. You gotta give him a
Nah,
break.
stop playing with me, bro. Like, why you feel like you can be so smart with us?
That's true. That's true.
I will make you fall in this hallway and leave you right here, bro.
Hey,
Find somebody.
I'm gonna give you the Snoop Dogg treatment from Baby Boy. Not
Hey,
gonna be a little
man.
fort.
Yeah, nigga, I'll
Like
kick your little fork down. Nigga, stop playing with me talking about hot water. Bring your ass to breakfast on time. Bathe in cold water. It don't matter. Like, come on, bro. We do a lot for
that's
you
true.
already.
That's true. Cause I'm like
Stop
that for
playing
real.
with me.
Like I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm like that for real. Like, hey, what? So, but
Yeah.
anyway, you was talking about the chemistry scene with Walt.
Yeah, he's just talking about the nature of change, which I thought was very interesting. Especially
Mm-hmm.
you don't know it now, you don't know it at the moment, but as you look at this show, that's one of the most fascinating things watching the pilot again. It's just, man, you kind of seem innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You seem like a completely different person than what you
Oh
grow
man.
into, and it's
Oh
always
man.
funny.
They
The constant, the cycle, the solution, the dissolution, over and over and over. And I think it also can allude to maybe Walter always was Walter. Maybe he wasn't this innocent guy that we thought he was. I think Spike mentioned it earlier. You were on some nut shit from the beginning, and
mm-hmm.
maybe that's it. But he talks about the growth, the decay, the transformation, and then you also see what he has to deal with. Once again, I got a Nobel Peace Prize. I was a part of that team, and I'm dealing with some dipshit high school loser sitting there talking to his girlfriend, dragging his chair, trying to upstage me and all this other bullshit. This is my life. I'm above this. What am I doing here? It's my birthday. Fuck this. I'll walk out. I got to get up out of here. And then we also see Walt eating his lunch. And then we go to Walt's at the car wash. So I want to ask y'all.
Can I
Scarlett
react to
told
that
him.
scene before that?
Oh, you want to? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Did y'all feel any connection to Richie Aprile as far as like the Essex County, the toughest guy in Essex County? I got his jacket off of him and all that. Like same thing with the Nobel Peace Prize. It's like, bro, I'm really that dude for real. Because there was something that I really noticed. A couple of things actually. This is a sidebar, but like the car that Walter is driving is a Pontiac Aztec, which was discontinued. And I don't know how intentional that was because the car came out in like '05. But the car did low in sales and they ended up just discontinuing it. And obviously, and this is '08. And so it's interesting that they gave him the Aztec and this car is discontinued. I say, bro, they are really painting the narrative right now.
Like, who drives an Aztec?
Like, that's what I'm saying,
be
bro.
honest
I
with you,
say,
like, nobody's going out to buy that.
bro.
I hell of a salesman.
Listen,
hell of a salesman.
Yeah, I said, bro, I don't know if that was how intentional that was, but I said, yo, if it is intentional, that is brilliant. Just to kind of build us towards something.
So it's funny that you bring that up. Like, so we used to come to Atlanta. We used to go to Atlanta from Nashville every year to watch the Florida A&M and TSU game that would meet in the middle. And one year, my homies, they rented a car and the Aztec is what they gave them. And I remember seeing it and being like, bro, what the fuck did they put y'all in? Like, that was a real thing. And that's a really good point, Mo. That's a deep dive that you bring up.
Yeah.
As far as them discontinuing it, because I literally experienced this in real life when I seen a nigga pull up in an Aztec and legit question him and like, bro, why did y'all take this car?
Yeah, y'all gotta have something else in the back. This can't be the last car y'all got.
Nah, I'm not taking it. I'm not driving.
What is it about you? What is it?
Bro.
What type of energy am I giving off that made you think I would accept the Aztec? That you could just roll this around and I'm
so
cool with
funny.
it.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up, but it did cross my mind when I looked at it. I was like, damn, I remember that year we went to Atlanta and them niggas had that Aztec. And it's funny that you brought that up, Mo, because that's a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
It was like, bro, what the fuck would you be doing in this car?
That's a small detail that, like, I feel like there got to be some intentionality. I mean, I'm not calling Vince Gilligan David Chase, but there's got to be something there. And then also my other note before we get into like the car wash is that we see his excitement when he's talking about, chemistry and, talking about matter and change. And we notice that he's getting into it. And then as the flame is going, but once he realizes no one else was into it, we notice that the flame shuts off or he cuts it off. And then he turns the page. He tells him the page to turn to, almost as if Walter is about to turn the page. I'm not trying to be overly like reaching, but I feel like there was something. Don't do that.
Start snapping.
Not the snaps though, but he the flame shut off. And he said, "I turned the page." Such and such. I feel like that was like something connected to his character as far as he's ready to turn the page too. So the flame
hold that thought because I want to later in this episode. I want to come back to that same type of idea.
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of revisit and see when that light switch went off for Walt.
Okay.
Which for some people, it might have been this next scene. Walt is working for Bogdan. Once again, it's his birthday. So not only going to my regular job, I'm going to Moonlight at the car wash. You see Bogdan in the background talking to somebody. Complete disregard for Walt's birthday. Making such and such quit. I need you to stay. And this is one of those decisions. This is one of those scenes that its sole purpose, in my opinion, is to show us what type of person Walt is. Are you the person that's going to stay and work on your birthday, even though your wife told you, no playing around, get in, get out? Or are you the person that is going to say, fuck you, I'm out of here? And we get our answer right away, even though Walter pleads. Bogdan don't give a fuck about none of that. What are your thoughts on Bogdan's eyebrows? And what are your thoughts on just this scene of Walter backing down on his birthday?
The reoccurring thing for people to listen to Another Week in the Books, that have listened to Good Earners, me and Rich have the same brain. My first thought was, ain't nobody with eyebrows that look like that finna talk to me like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna happen, bro. Like your eyebrows can't look like the 80s porn chick that's in there with the bush, and you think you can disrespect me on my birthday. Like, nah, bro.
You
Your
asking me?
eyebrows look like that. You ain't gonna talk to me like that, bro. I'll smack you. So yeah,
For
nah, I
real
ain't,
though.
You
For
ask.
real
You're
though.
asking me to
ain't no nigga
stay
with eyebrows like that finna talk to me like that.
and telling me I gotta. You gonna run the register? I gotta go out there and actually wash cars. Now, if I'm staying, bro, I'm on this
That
register.
part,
You
bro.
you
That
you
part.
finna go wash cars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say right here
If I'm
where I'm
staying, I'm
at.
on this register, man. I don't give a fuck. You
Facts.
got me fucked up.
Tying it back to
And
boondocks, bro.
and
Like,
Mo, I want to get your thoughts on this.
yeah.
What makes it even worse now that since I'm outside washing cars, which I shouldn't be here anyway, I'm washing this Corvette, and it happens to be the same student that was giving me shit earlier. And they sitting there talking about some, oh, you'll never guess who's washing my car right now. Yeah, make those tires shine, taking pictures. Mo, if you sitting there as Walter and you
Oh
let
man.
and a little nigga, a legit little nigga, gets a chance to little nigga you, what's going on through your head right there?
It's crazy because the little nigga was getting it off in your classroom. Like he was not even in his assigned seat. Like he you know, he making plays. He got motion. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he trying to get it off in your class, and you're like, "What's wrong with your seat?" Then he brings dude like, "Get back, dude." Brings the seat, scratches the ground. The most annoying thing. He don't do nothing about it. You get here, and this man, like, obviously, this is many moons before TikTok and all that, and viral and Instagram. But like, this is whatever this version is. It's like, yo, you're looking like a clown right now.
And she was on the phone with a classmate, like, "Oh, you'll never guess who's washing
Bruh.
such and such car."
And for me, it's like this is why I was trying to kind of put it together. So the guy with the eyebrows, he's the boss. Is he the
Yeah,
boss?
he's the boss. I would imagine the owner of the car
Okay.
wash.
Okay.
Yeah, Bogdan.
Okay. Because I was trying to figure out, I was like, who is it? Who is this nigga? Like, you're telling me I gotta go, hey, social sex quit or whatever. I gotta go do cars. Like, bro, I'm not leaving the register. Like, bro, I literally had a experience like Walt where I was working 2 gigs. I had my regular corporate, so to speak, job, and then I had a little side job. I was working at Denny's, and like a lady was like trying to have me do some extra shit. That I was like, bro, I'm not doing all this because first shift don't do it. And she was like, well, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to stay, nigga. I was like, all right, I ain't staying, nigga. I left. I like, but I couldn't leave because we were closing. So, nigga, I was literally sitting in the little lobby area waiting for them to unlock the door so I could leave. But I quit because I'm like, bro, I ain't, man, come on, bro. So
That's
it's
hilarious.
Yeah, he owned it because later on we see spoiler alert that they had the
Yeah.
negotiation with him to buy it. So
so that's
yeah, he
definitely
owned
like
it. He was the
Raquel, like
owner.
I own you, nigga.
Yeah, it's like, nigga, do what I say. But
Them
still,
them
if you got
eyebrows crazy.
eyebrows like that, you can't talk to me like that, bro.
Yeah,
Not at all.
watch your
No
tone
nigga,
talking to me,
no
man.
nigga with eyebrows like that is talking to me like that.
Ever.
I promise.
Yeah, cause you'll lose them.
Ever.
No,
You'll
you
lose
can't.
them with
That
that.
them
I'll smack
eyebrows,
them
That
shits.
tone.
I will smack them shits off your face, my nigga. Like,
bro.
do
Smack
not.
them. I would come with cordless clippers, and I would shave one of them shits. Like you wouldn't even know it's coming. Like, nigga, bro, what?
That's
That's
nasty
a
work
good point.
too. That's
So,
nasty work too.
but yeah, damn, he working 2 gigs though. That's
Do y'all
tough.
think it was over exaggerated as far as the teens dude that had the Corvette, the guy that was in his class, them taking the pictures? I don't even know what that was that she took a picture on because it wasn't a phone. Was
Let me
that
see.
over exaggerated for this time?
Well,
What do
I
you
got a
mean?
question about over exaggeration, but I'm gonna wait a little later.
In what
Okay.
sense? Do you think that the show over exaggerated it, or like
Just
it
the
wasn't
same, not
realistic?
even
Or
the show. Just like, do y'all think that would have like? I feel like as a high school student, I would have had a little bit more respect for my teacher.
you would have, he wouldn't have, because the reason they did it and it works, they just set it up to scene prior. Because it's not only did you ask me to go
Oh,
to my
dragging the
seat,
chair.
I'm
Yeah.
dragging
Okay.
my chair. You see right away,
Okay.
I have no
Okay.
regard for you. I have no
Yeah,
respect for you.
he had a camera and she had her phone, flip phone.
Good point.
Yeah, so
Having a
I think
camera is
because they did
crazy.
it that way, if that scene didn't exist with them dragging the chair and he was just on some, then yeah, that'd be weird. But also, I think anytime a student gets a chance to embarrass a teacher, how many times have we seen video of the student faculty basketball game? Nigga, them students trying to cross over their teachers, dunk on their shit. I think anytime you get a chance to one up them, especially if you don't fuck with them, you're gonna do it. And this dude looks like a dickhead, so I think it
For
is
sure.
what it is. We see Walter in the Aztec driving home. He's got the handicap sticker as well as his
Aztec is
glove
nasty.
box not going up. Did y'all get anything or interpret anything from that glove box not going up in the
That
Aztec?
comes back. That's the crazy thing about it and how great this writing is. That comes back.
Does it?
It does.
I do not recall what it is. We'll
As
hold off on
we
it.
watch, that comes back. It's insane. Like the little small details, and that's why I think the Saul is better than this because of those small details that they go back to. Like it's crazy how they played that back. Like it's nothing. It seems like a one-off scene. Why do I care about this not closing? That comes back into play. So
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that.
I did want to ask, like, because by this point, like, he takes the handicap sticker down, and he has a handicap sticker because his son. Is that what we to his son?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd imagine so.
All right, so because at this point we don't get the reveal. Do y'all feel like they've been a little heavy-handed on they're making everything that's going on with him seem pathetic?
yes,
I think you.
good point.
I don't know.
I know it's the
because I think
pilot. That's why I was like, it's the pilot. So
But I
Here's
feel
the
like they
thing.
had to paint that picture though.
okay.
I was
so
just about to say because I don't like I said, I don't want to really get into the conversation yet, but you have to you have to go above and beyond and show why this guy, this square, what could possibly convince him to start going down the path that he ended up going down.
And Jesse asked, like, we can get more into this later on, but Jesse does ask that question. And I think all of this leads into that question, which makes this brilliant. That I didn't peep the first time watching this. But
I
all of this, to your point, Mo, it seems like overhanded, but it does come to play throughout the series and even later in this episode when Jesse asked him about it. He's like, well, why would he do this? So, yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And there's a lot, and sometimes it's like that in life where you just have one of those days.
That's
Mo,
true.
That's
you
why
gonna
there's a
rock the
phrase. One of
Argyles?
those days.
Are you gonna rock the Argyle sweater with the collar underneath it?
I don't even know what that is.
Well,
Like
Walter
how we
got
look
on.
right now. Right now, what he got on in the Aztec. Like I
definitely-
see, I peep the Walter White swag right now. We gotta
I got
address
that. I got that off in high school. I'm gonna keep it a bean with the chain.
Gotcha.
But
look
I only
forward to
did it
seeing
because Nelly did it. You know what I mean? That's your guy.
I don't know what that is, my guy.
Yeah,
I look forward to seeing the sweater with the collar underneath.
You
Because
never.
I see your Walter White
that?
swag.
You never rock that?
Like,
Who, me?
Come on, you know me. You know me by now, bro. You know I ain't never rocked no shit like that.
Really?
Come on.
He said, "Really?"
Like never?
Nah, I'm surprised that you're surprised.
Well, I'm saying
The
like
sweater with the collar.
so
underneath
you've
it?
been a t-shirt guy for all your life.
I have been a fashionable guy for all my life.
There's no way you've been a fashionable guy. You rock t-shirts and J's, bro. You're not a fashionable guy.
That's my definition.
That's
of
your
fashion.
style, but that's your definition. But fashionable is general.
I'm never rocking a sweater with a collar underneath it.
What's the?
At least I hope. At least I hope
the-
there ain't no pictures of me out there like that. But no, I'm never.
Have you rock a blazer with jeans?
What? No.
Yeah, you ain't fashionable.
Bruh, come on, Mo. Why you acting like we ain't
You
did
ain't
a whole
fa-
season?
you-
Why you acting like we ain't did a whole season of Another Week in the Books? Like you're asking me.
Bro, I know, but you're saying fashionable, like
missing
you
out
said
on the
that-
blazer. Missing out on the blazer with jeans is wild, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's what I'm saying.
That
I'm like,
seems-
bro,
that seems like some-
fashionable.
Rich,
said
you
what?
did that?
You had
You
to
did
try it.
We all went outside. Maybe that's a generation
Y'all are
gap.
crazy.
It could be.
That might be that might be the years. That might be.
I ain't
I
that
know
much
why.
older than y'all. Don't try to put
Okay,
that shit on
real
age.
quick,
Like
real
stop.
quick.
But you
Hold
know,
on, hold on,
but you
hold on,
ordered
real
to
quick.
the.
Blazer with jeans? Like what kind of shoes is
Hold
y'all
on, time
wearing?
out. Hold on, Spike. Hold on,
You probably
Spike.
want some sneakers.
You say you're not that much older, and that's true. But there's a difference. At your age, at 24, you wouldn't have been hanging out with college kids, like 18-year-olds.
Say that again. What?
Like at 24, you wouldn't have been like, oh, what the 18-year-olds doing tonight? Let's hang out with them. You wouldn't have been on none of that shit. So even though
So
we ain't
at
that far, you
18
still would have been on different shit.
So at 18, that's what y'all was on?
That was the college club scene. Like we dressed like we had, like we was
God, this is
paralegals.
All right, real quick
That
sidebar.
nigga was crazy.
What is like the most I'm going to step out of the box style fit that you put on?
I don't step out of the box.
Okay, so
Hey,
you're
man,
not you're not fashionable.
Hey, Walter gets home.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not messing with
That's
Spike,
it.
man.
Go ahead, keep going.
Y'all
He
niggas
tried to-
thinking the blazers with jeans is
no,
like
I'm saying
No, it
normal.
was
It's
a
crazy.
time. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. We
No,
all
it
agree it was
is. All I'm
disgusting.
saying is, if you're
But it
gonna be
was a time.
fashionable,
It was an
you
era.
got to take risk. If you don't take risks, you're not fashionable. You're comfortable, and that's fine. But
Yeah, I'm
you can't
comfortable.
say I'm.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
will agree with you in that.
That's
I ain't
fine.
taking
And
no.
ain't
I
nothing
ain't
wrong
taking
with
no
it. Like, it
fashion.
works for you, but you're saying fashionable. Like, what I wear is standard, and anything outside that is
Okay,
wild.
no. I ain't trying to say that.
And
You're right.
and to answer
I'm
your
not trying to say
question,
that at all.
All right.
I have
To
stuff
answer
that
your
works for
question,
me.
Okay.
to answer your question, we wore hard bottom shoes with them. It was disgusting.
Hey, listen, I seen some
Disgusting.
wild
It
in
was.
college.
Y'all niggas
I
are
seen some
disgusting.
wild looks at college.
Y'all niggas are
Baggy
disgusting.
polos with flat boat shoes, bro.
Yeah,
It was
man. It was nasty. It was a nasty time, man. It was a nasty time. Shout out to shout out to everybody out there
Jesus Christ.
with fashion sense. Walter comes home and it looks like he forgot about his own party
Yeah.
because they hit him with the
It
surprise.
was a surprise, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, she did just say make sure you back. She didn't say what for. I gotta just say it real quick. Just gotta say this. And a gun. I'm just saying, man. We give Skylar a hard time, but
Hey,
you know what I mean?
What's the joke?
hey, I got a lot to say about Hake.
It ain't no joke. I'm just saying, Skylar, man. I'm just saying, I get it.
What you get?
I don't.
Skylar, you don't.
No.
When Skylar answers his door, I don't know if it's this one shot in particular.
Oh, okay.
Skylar, like, just something about it. Something about that look.
I just rewinded to it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because Skylar's not somebody.
Man.
She's so.
Yeah, especially for a 50-year-old man, I get it.
Yeah, for him,
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, he got to be like, oh man, I hit the jackpot. She whispers in his ear, he late, and then we kind of meet. I call this scene the getting to know you scene. We meet a lot of secondary characters. We meet Marie, who was Skylar's sister. We see right away she's a hater. Skylar's pregnant. We confirm that.
See, I never understand why Marie was a hater because I'm like, she looked better. Like, I never understood.
Ah, man, siblings are weird.
A theme that I would love us to keep an eye on throughout the series is Marie and her obsession with purple.
Oh wow!
Please pay attention to that.
Okay.
Somebody brought it up to me. It ain't an original thought. I know it's out there. People that are listening to this that know the Breaking Bad world know this, but keep an eye on her obsession with purple. She got a purple dress on right here.
Okay.
Throughout the series, just keep an eye on that and what that means.
Okay. I'm definitely keep us reminded because I'm gonna do some research on that.
Okay.
I know I mentioned the getting to know you scene, but really it's the Hank scene, right? Big personality that is Hank. Hank is Walter's brother-in-law. He's also married to Marie, the uncle of Walt Jr. And we see Hank just working the room, right? We know he works for the DEA. We see him with his gun, the Glock 22 out. We see Walter, and it's a very distinctive contrast between Walter and between Hank and who they are as men and the life that we talked about earlier, how just Walter is going through the motion. Hank looks like he looks for adventure every single day. Literally, he gets paid for it. Every single day is an adventure, an adrenaline rush. I'm chasing bad guys. I'm out here in these streets. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm elevating. I'm advancing. He's not at the 50 veggie bacon on the breakfast. He's not at that point of life. He's actually so you see the contrast between the two, and you can see how he works the room. Walter's more timid. Hank, Walter Jr., who was a smart ass at breakfast, is more engaged with Hank. I want to hold the gun, which Walter doesn't want to see. He doesn't want to hold the gun. Walter even hesitates with the gun. It's heavy. That's why men carry it. Right? That's why we hire men, whatever Hank said.
Yeah.
We also see Hank give a speech, so you can see that center of attention, just knowing how to work a room, gift the gab. He's on TV getting interviewed. Before I even get into the drug bust of it and a potential light bulb that goes off in Walter's head, what's your first impression of Hank and this party, Mo? I'm gonna kick it to you.
Man, like it's just crazy work. Like it's crazy work that Hank is, this man shows up and takes over Walt's birthday with a gun then turns on the TV.
Showing myself.
Like this man getting off. I got this Glock on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? What a shiesty mask for real. Like he's getting it off. And hey, yo, I'm about to have your son hold this Glock. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really that dude for real. Let him hold it. Like, I don't worry about it. Then I'm gonna clown you. Like, oh, that's what men are for. Like, you ain't even a man in my eyes. And then he's like, hey man, I could take you on a ride along on some Kevin Hart shit. You know what I'm saying? And then like, by the
Get
way,
some
hey,
excitement in your life.
yeah, there's some excitement. And it makes sense because everything is scheduled. We'll later get to the scene where he gets jacked off and everything is like, what are you going to do today? And they have to run things down. And they already had that rundown when he had the 50 bacon breakfast. So it's like there's this, everything is scheduled and monitored. So you see Hank having such a free flowing, adventurous vibe, which makes sense why, Walter wants to connect with him later. And then it's just be like, oh, by the way, hey, turn the TV on. Like, bro, I'm about to really get my flex off. I said, yo, Hank is a wild dude, bro. And then, of course, Walt asked him, like, how much is that, man? He's like basically 700 grand. Like, and that, obviously the wheels are turning. So, yeah.
That's what I want to ask. I'm going to kick it over to you, Spike. Is this the first moment that you think Walter got the idea? Because remember, we don't know anything about his diagnosis. Just a regular guy living life. Do you think he actually took it seriously? Like, damn, 700,000 for a meth lab bust, or was it just something he was just surprised to see?
No, I think this was where he first got the idea. He was like, damn, I know how to do this. I can do this and potentially avoid being on the news and having you come get me. What I thought was most interesting about this scene is they presented Hank like we talked about what they were doing to Walter and how they made him look so lame and how they did all of these things. And now we get Hank, who is the alpha male, who is that dude. I know how to use guns. I got these raids. I'm on TV. Everybody in the room is listening to me. It presented him as if he is the top dog in this series. And where are we going to go with that from here watching Breaking Bad? The brilliance of this is that ain't the case. Like, as we know, no spoilers, but as it continues to matriculate out, it's like, oh no, Walt is a smarter one. He's the one that's more planned out and thought out. But the presentation of it is, oh, Hank is that dude. I'm taking you on ride alongs. I got the big strap. I'm busting meth dealers for this amount of money. It's really interesting in how they presented him in the sense of, oh, this is someone that we're going to be dealing with, and this is the role that he's going to be playing. But also having that role in the place of, like, nah, you're not who you thought you was, bro. So it's one of the great things about being on my third rewatch of it is seeing this from Hank and having all this bravado, being that dude, being a person in the room that people fucked with, and seeing where that led him to. That shit was fire. One of
Bruh.
the best things about this series.
Very, very good point. I don't know if maybe this was where you got the idea. The motivation didn't come until later, as far as for Walter. But the idea definitely probably came from here. Like 700,000 for that. Like, I could probably kick in on this. And then we also
Is
just
there
see this to add
somewhere?
on to,
Is there somewhere in this episode that you think the motivation came from?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, in the
gotcha,
ambulance
gotcha.
after that MRI,
Gotcha.
realizing this is what it is. Um, the big thing is just to add some more to Hank's bravado as we leave this scene. Somebody cracked a joke on him about the camera adding 10 more pounds. His wife even joined in. He puts the fingers up, and there once again you just see that difference between. Now, granted, Hank's not a parent. I don't believe they have kids, right? Yeah, they don't have kids. Him and Marie,
Right.
but you see Skylar right away, like Hank, like Walt Jr.'s in high school, bro. He's seeing the middle finger. Like, let that shit go. And also, he's even having the same reaction. Like, oh, sorry, let me cover this up because what the fuck are we doing? What are we talking about? It just shows once again the scene was for compare and contrast of the two lives that they live and the two people that they are, and even going into the next scene, which is
Wait, before you get to the next scene, that's one of the things that stuck out to me in rewatching this pilot for the third time is how prudish that they presented Skylar and Walter in a sense of what you just talked about, even the middle finger or the gun and thinking they had to protect Walt. That was insane to me knowing where these characters end up, that they tried to act like, oh, this is so offensive to me. Like, how could you do that? Like, that's so, like, that was crazy to me. And one of the things that stood out the most on a third rewatch in this scene.
I think Walt didn't feel like Skylar did. I think again he's riding away because she's a she's a young dame. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. So I
Yeah,
feel
you're
like
right.
Walter always had what we see later.
Nigga, you got jelly beans, nigga?
His peanuts,
Sour
man.
Patch Kids,
This nigga
man?
went and got a trail mix. Nigga went and got trail mix.
Here for the listeners, it's peanuts, right? Relax. He said
Trail mix is crazy.
jelly beans is crazy.
uh,
But no,
yeah, man.
I
Chex
think that
Mix and
Walter
shit.
maybe never necessarily did it, but I think he's always feeding into Skylar's narrative because again, he scored out of his league. So, but he had obviously we'll find out he got ambitions to do something a little more wild, which is why he reached out to Hank later.
Yeah, yeah. As we move forward and we talk about those things, we have, mind you, y'all, this is the end of Walter's 50th birthday. We saw how he woke up.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, we're going to end his birthday off right. We have Skylar on the computer working on eBay bids.
Oh, that's what
And
that
it's just,
was?
yeah, she's
Yeah.
doing eBay.
I thought she was playing a
The
game or something.
most, the laptop, that would be even worse.
I thought she like, oh, 50. Or whatever the score. I thought she had a score. I was like, oh, she played a game while
If my life, if
choking
my
his
life,
chicken.
Playing the
if my,
Sims while you getting this off is crazy.
if
Tetris,
my
bro. She played Tetris for real.
listen, man, if my life ever gets to the point where my wife is on her laptop on my birthday with her offhand, not even her strong hand, with her offhand, trying to
And then,
rub one out, and I'm just sitting there, just we hell nah, bro. Close that laptop, turn this
oh, you
light off,
definitely close the laptop.
all the
Like,
way
yeah,
freaky.
close the laptop.
We getting all the way busy. Asking
Hey,
about weekend plans and the car wash while you trying to come on, man. What are we doing? Once again, it's nothing more than
Hey,
the show what's going on. But do y'all have anything to add and comment
get up
on when
on
it comes to this scene?
yes. Nigga,
She
get up under
even
them
lifted up the
covers.
covers, talking about something. What's going
Nah.
on down here? You ain't down here. That's what's going on.
put your mouth
Yeah,
on it, man. Act like
get
you
up
know.
under them covers. Like,
Yeah,
stop
put your
playing with me. What are we talking about? Like, what
hey,
She's just talking
you
about. She's
got your
talking about just close your eyes
that could have been Carmella. Carmella would have looked out.
nah, Carmilla,
on his
man.
birthday, on Tony's birthday. Remember, she
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
looked out
she
on his
getting that.
birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on her
she looked
birthday,
out.
Tony get
And
that
Tony
head.
looked out on her birthday. You know what I mean? Once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that couldn't have been Carmella. Carmella would have got it
Hey,
together.
bro, you're not doing this to me on my birthday.
Nah.
Like we got another chicken here at the worst. If that's what you trying to do,
Yeah.
there's someone else
Give me
that I'm
permission.
getting off. Yeah,
Give
yeah,
me
yeah.
permission.
Like I ain't that right there is unacceptable.
That was the
Ain't no
craziest thing.
way in life that that's happening as far as it being my birthday and that's what you think you gonna get off of me.
And then trying to
And you're tracking your eBay, like, bruh, man, stop
and then
playing
when
with
I
Not gonna be
find
able to do it.
Nah.
For real,
and
man.
then shit happened
I
to
will
me
tell you. I will
though.
This
tell you.
is
I will
this
tell
is
you
one of
in your
my
face. I'm cheating. The
yeah,
first
this is
chance
one
I
of my
get.
leading
The
reasons.
first
This is
chance
one
I
of my
get, I'm
leading
cheating.
reasons why she works than Carmella. Like, bro, like,
The
stop
first
playing with. I don't know who you think I
hey
am,
Skylar,
but I
she's worse.
definitely ain't the
I'm
nigga
sorry, she
that you
I
worse.
gotta
dealing
let.
with.
I gotta let
Pilot
Skylar know.
episode.
Like, I gotta let Skylar know. Like, I don't know who it's gonna be yet. I don't got nothing planned, but I'm cheating. ASAP.
Hey,
I want to cheat so bad that I'm letting you know in
Bro,
advance.
I'm standing up in the bed and putting it in her.
Skylar's worse than Carmella. We on the pilot.
Hey, listen to me, bro. This right here is unacceptable,
That is
bro.
crazy to say she's worse already.
Hey,
We seen
I
86
want,
episodes of Carmella.
Nah, this is
bruh,
nasty behavior,
I
Mo.
want to
This is
hear.
nasty
I want to
behavior.
It
hear from
is.
my
It is
female
though.
fans.
Oh.
I want to hear from my female fans. Please email us, comment, DM, whatever it is that
It's in
y'all
the
do
description for sure.
But please, if y'all think this is acceptable, tell me why.
Please.
Cause like you might get put out of my house for this.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like we moving today.
Spike gonna start a whole nother family down the street.
Man, listen, bro. Yes. This and you tracking the eBay shit. Man,
And then to find out like she wasn't even talking to you, she was like, keep going,
bruh.
keep going. And she was
Man,
talking about
bruh.
eBay, bro.
This is some of the most disrespectful shit that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, stop playing with me.
Like my birthday, you jacking me off? Like, what?
And not even a full intense, like I'm in your face, like we getting to it. Like I'm cool with it if that's what we doing, but you doing something else.
Cool. No, I'm not even cool with that.
I'm cool with it on a regular night, like on some like, oh, you know, you might be working on
you act like we at the fair, like the county fair, and we in fucking 8th grade. Stop fucking playing with me, man.
Hey, bro.
Like you working on homework or something, you trying to get a degree, like okay.
You might slick out to go sleep in another room for this.
I'm sleeping in another room.
You telling Skylar to sleep in another room? Go sleep in the couch.
Me or her, it don't matter. Like I'm not sleeping with you tonight. That ain't happening. But I would love to hear back. I would love to hear back from the people that listen to us, especially the females. Like, bro, this is unacceptable.
No more half measures pod@gmail.com.
Facts.
Yes.
Or Instagram.
As we move along, the next couple scenes I want to combine just a little bit because they relate to the same thing. Okay. We see Walter at the car wash coughing. He's been having a constant cough this entire episode. And then there's a moment as he's looking at a woman who's getting in a car wash, getting ready to get in. He just passed it out on the ground. Right? We don't know what's going on. We just see that. We know it's health related. Next thing we know is Walter's in the ambulance. And the whole reason he's even working at a car wash is, hey, my insurance is the best. I'm not the richest man. Can you just drop me off at the corner? Which was a wild thing to ask.
Bro, I'm like, what do you want?
But realistic. Yeah, realistic, I feel you. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Asking if he can get dropped off at the corner. He's getting checked out, and then the EMS is asking him if he's ever been a smoker. Walter says, no, never. Kind of gives him a look, and then next thing we know, we're in the MRI, and the show does a beautiful job of not just smacking us with it and directly telling us. We're in Walter's point of view. We're Walter who's zoned out hearing these words. And this, for me, is the light switch moment when Walter really changed. And I think a lot of people do, right? When you get hit with terminal illness or you're told, you know, the famous saying, if you know you have this amount of time left, you're going to live differently. You're going to do things differently because we have the deception of thinking time is on our side when it's really not. So Walter's sitting there hearing one thing that nobody wants to hear. You know, you've been diagnosed with cancer. You got 2 years to live with chemo. And all he can think about is a mustard on his dude's shirt. That's all he can think about on his jacket. All he can think about, man. So,
go ahead. As TV and movie connoisseurs, did y'all know this was a thing? Like coughing, when they show characters coughing, like on scene, that there's meant for you to think as a viewer that there's something wrong with them.
I didn't know, but it makes sense.
That's a Hollywood trope.
I always thought, okay, something's off.
Anytime you see in any series, movie, or whatever it may be, when you see a noticeable cough or something like that, it's meant for you as the viewer to think, oh, there's something wrong with them. They don't do that. Like it ain't like happenstance that happens.
Nobody has a common cold in the TV series.
Nobody.
It's happening for a reason.
Anytime that happens, that's like, oh, they're trying to tell you there's something wrong with them. I didn't know that at first.
Shout out to Bacala Senior.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
And then once you notice it, you know it when you watch everything. There's a cough and it's something wrong with it.
I thought that.
I might start noticing that.
NWA movie.
Yeah.
I've always
we knew the real story with that though. So
that's true. But
even then they added it in. They added it in to like, oh, the cough is the thing that led to it. Like
I always thought always
got niggas nervous when they have a little cough. Hold on, man.
Hey, listen. There's a comedian talking about some right now AIDS. I'll leave it. Never mind.
Yeah,
All right,
leave it.
man.
We don't want to talk about that.
Never mind.
Um, but it is important to point out that Walter's form of cancer is inoperable. I said it before, but it's not just, hey, with chemo, you can, at best case scenario, 2 years. It's inoperable. We can't do anything for you. Walter's hearing this, and once again, he's just looking at this guy's mustard stain on his white coat. What are your thoughts on this? Walter getting the news that he has terminal cancer.
I think with Walter, I think that it's just one of them things where I think he's really tried to play it right this entire time. I do.
What do you mean?
In the sense that, okay, listen to your wife, listen to your child. You know what I mean? I think he's always tried to play it right, play it safe, and we've gotten that kind of contrast and versus Hank. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we got that contrast to see like Walter's always played it right, but yet his son is more excited about Hank's lifestyle versus your lifestyle. We see the students are not excited about it, but you're trying to be a good teacher, you're trying to be a good husband. You know, even when your wife jack you off, it's like you don't even get off because she ain't even really into it. He's always played it right. So I think the cancer was just the thing that he needed to be like, damn, I did everything right, and still this is where I am. Not so much that I'm sick and I'll die in 2 years, so I need to do something about it. More so, I did everything the safe way, and this is where it still got me. So with that being said, bump that. I'm about to take risks. That's the way I interpret it. The first time watching it and this time watching it.
So let
That's
me.
a good vision.
You got anything to add to that, Spike? Because I have another question for you.
That's good.
All right. So my question for you is, as we move on to the next scene, Walter comes home, and Skylar, I don't want to say scolds him, but talks to him about the credit card. You know, this is the card we don't use. She asks how his day is. He says fine. Spike, are you surprised that he did not mention it to Skylar? What are your overall thoughts on him keeping that close to the vest? Because everything we've seen thus far, he would have told her and kind of put her in the loop. He just kind of brushes it off like it didn't happen. You think he's still in the shock? Or how did you interpret that the first time you watched it? Him not even acknowledging to Skylar that he just got diagnosed with lung cancer.
I think that's the brilliance of Vince in these shows with Better Call Saul in this one. In the sense of, you're right, Rich. Like normally he would have said that, but the small context clues that they present us with are different because he got this news and she's asking him about a $15 charge for a credit card.
Right.
I don't know if it's my personality. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but that would fucking drive me insane.
Yeah.
Bitch, don't ask me about a Office Max. Like I would have lost my shit.
Pay
Like
that
it would
shit
have
and call
been
it a
it would have
day.
been a 2 or 3 day argument on that from me, in the sense of, why are you asking me about this? Later on, we know that he had $7,000 in the bank. Like he can afford this, and you asking me about a charge from Amex or whatever credit card it is, and wondering why I did it, bro, I would lose my shit.
It's wild.
So yeah, I think they tied this in very well in the sense of,
And
if she did this and there was no payoff for the cancer shit, it would be crazy. But her doing this and him hiding the cancer shit from her makes so much sense. And it goes back to what we were talking about, as far as you watch this the first time as a pilot, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Second, third time watching this, and you see this conversation and her asking him this, knowing where all this leads to, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It is.
it really is. And it gives you another insight. It's so petty that you just roll your eyes to it, but you really just broke it down like $15.88.
Stop. What are we talking about, bro?
So are they broke, or are they house poor? What is our interpretation of their financial situation? Because
Good question.
It's not good.
okay, what does she
Not
do
good.
for a
I don't
living? Do
know.
we know what she
Check
do?
the check. I would say check to check.
Check to
She's an
check.
Yeah,
accountant.
and I think that's an
She's an
average
accountant.
American. I
Okay.
think a lot of Americans do that. It shows them.
I
I think
think
a lot
she's
of
an
people.
accountant, but she's not working.
Oh,
I
because
think a
you're
lot of
pregnant.
people, especially like black folks, I'll say people from the culture, right, who are normally looking at different shows. We've been, if you think of drug dealers, you're thinking of some hood shit, right? That's what we've seen. To be introduced to a world like this, to see Walter break bad, as Jesse says, and just to see, oh, y'all live in, it just looks different. Like y'all still probably, bro. If we had to look at your checking account right now, it's probably you working at a car
About a
wash, bro,
thousand
taking
dollars.
bullshit from a nigga with these eyebrows. Like you got to be doing this for a reason. You're not set up. And normally when we watch shows, it shows oh, I've got, 500,000 in my 401k and we gonna be set or whatever. I got these stocks and bonds. Like, no, we need all of this to the point where a day after your birthday, I'm stressing you out over $15 and however many cents it was at Office Max. So I think that's a good indication of it.
I
Mo.
ain't gonna hold you. If anybody that I was dealing with ever came to me about a $15 transaction, it's over that day.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This shit gotta be
Bro,
over.
you can't talk to me about a $15. Like, bro,
Bro,
stop.
bro, you wild.
And that leads us going into the next scene because we see obviously that Walter is not worried about the small shit. Right? None of this shit. He's really internalizing what his life has been and realizes if I'm gonna change some shit, I gotta do it now. I don't have tomorrow anymore.
But
I
what
gotta
do you
make this
think?
move now.
What do you think about this, Rich? So when he's in the hospital, is there anybody we should call? He's like, oh, God no, or heavens no, or whatever he said. He was like, basically, he was like, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah, because I think Skylar's gonna take it. He's not ready to take it there. I think part of it is Walter just receiving that news as well. Like, let me process it as well. I don't need you overdoing it while I'm just now finding this out as well. You know what I mean? You're gonna stress out. You pregnant. Maybe I don't want anything to do with the baby. All of those things can play a part. But I think he just knows his wife and knows that I ain't trying to hear none of that shit right now. I'll tell
But
her on my terms when I find out
I
or
think
when I'm
that's a
ready.
good question that Mo proposed. And I thought about this too. If you, Mo, Rich, y'all go to the doctor and they tell you something like that, is that news that you're willing to share? Like,
At
if
some
I
point, you
ain't
gotta
telling,
tell
now
somebody.
I ain't gonna lie, eh, maybe, but
I will.
even
I
I
mean, me
don't
personally,
know.
in my situation,
As
absolutely.
somebody's one person, you got to be able to tell.
You got a
Yeah,
wife and kids,
that's what
Mo.
makes it different. It's
So
like,
it's different for you.
I'm looking at
For
it from
me as a
from
single
Walter's
man,
perspective. Yeah, but I
for
can't look
me
at it
as a
like that with
single man
Walt.
though, like I ain't true. You're right, Rich. But for me as a single man, like I'm not, I ain't sharing that information willingly. Like,
but
nigga, you just
if you're
gotta deal with
Walter,
me. You just gotta deal with me how you been dealing with me. Like,
but
I ain't telling you that I'm terminally ill and I'm gonna die. Like, it's just it is what it is. Like, you
but
can't
like,
do nothing about it.
but you've been in
I
okay,
don't
so
need your sympathy.
but you've been in a relationship before a few times,
Yes,
obviously, but. So if this was your significant
couple
other
of times.
that you really respect and care about, and y'all trying to build something, like you're in Walter's position, you don't think you should say that because what he's about to do next.
I don't know. I kind of get it.
Well, here's what
I
I'm
kind of
saying.
get it in the sense of like, I have to deal with this. It ain't nothing that I want to put on your plate. And
But
once
it's
I'm
not
gone,
really
I'm gone.
it's our plate though.
Mhm.
As
It's, how,
much
it's
as
Once
you
I'm
don't want
supposed
to
to
gone,
be
I'm
say it,
y'all
gone,
play.
bro.
but here's
It's
what I'm
supposed
saying.
to be y'all play.
Everything he does next is it. I've already told you what I got going on,
Facts. You're right.
so that's the only reason I bring it up. Is like I told you what I got going on. So everything that happens after this, you understand. At least at
That's a
that
good
point,
point.
this is my purpose and this is my reason
That's
why
a
I'm doing this.
that's a good point, but I don't even know if I want to bring you into what you're saying.
Okay.
Everything that I have going on. Like,
Okay.
if I get that news, it would be so jaw dropping to me that I'm like, I got to deal with this dolo. I ain't finna come talk to you about having terminal illness.
Well, you feel
What
like
I'm finna
you
do,
feel like they look at you differently.
not even that, it's just what I have to do at this point is make sure that you're good. and I don't want you to worry about me as a man.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to these extreme measures that Walt went through, but I don't really need you. I don't really need you in my ear saying, well, you know, they said this in term like we know how women handle stuff versus how
Yeah.
men handle stuff.
Right. 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 Right.
I don't really need that if I'm dying, bro. I'm cool. I would let you know what you needed to know in the sense of I can take care of you and I am going to build something for you as to where when I'm going, because they said this is going to happen, that you will be straight, but I don't need you to be here to deal with the day to day. That's for me. That's
Right.
me. And I
Okay.
know that may be crazy or wrong or whatever it may be from the sense of being in a relationship because I'm not in one, but I just, I couldn't do that. I couldn't put that news on somebody like Scott.
Okay. Fair.
You laughing,
Uh,
Rich? What you laughing at?
That's you, man. You a funny dude. But you made it. I get your logic, but man, all right. Not telling your wife you sick is crazy, man.
Hey, go
But
check out
either
another
way,
week in the books, man. Go check
yeah.
out
Oh
another.
goodness
Yeah, I give
gracious.
more context there.
Um, Going back to what I said earlier, as we transition to this next scene, I think part of it is just Walter just realizing, man, life is too short for this bullshit. And I think what makes it worse is he's always known that. But he's just never done anything about it. He just got caught in his ways, as we mentioned earlier. And now you have him staring off, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Like, I'm wet? 2 years. He's probably got all these thoughts going on. And we see Brogdon, was that his name? Bogdan
Yeah.
comes and, yeah, Bogdan comes and tells him, hey, man, we short staffed. I need you to go down and do wipe downs. He said, what? Walter hit him with the what? I said, I need you to go do wipe downs. You here to work? You here to stare at the skies? And we get the infamous fuck you and your eyebrows. Wiping down the he
Wipe
said,
this
what? I
down,
said, fuck
nigga.
you
I'm
and
glad.
your
I'm
eyebrows.
glad they brought this to attention, like that his eyebrows look that bad.
Like, come on, you can't ignore that. You can't ignore that.
Yeah,
Especially when some
something
shit
else.
pop off. I've been trying to be cool and not mentioning it, but you piss me off. That's the first thing I'm going for. Fuck you and your
Thanks.
eyebrows. Does something that I think we all wish we could do or were petty enough to do at one point, which is knock down the shit off the wall. Like, fuck you, somebody, you gotta clean this shit up and wipe this down. Grab his nuts, wipe this down. You just see Walter turn into a whole different person. Which, like I said earlier, I think this show was a good it's a good way to look into whether or not Walter was, and we'll have this conversation as we go along. Was Walt always the person that he ends up being,
Mm-hmm.
or did he turn into it over time? Because I think part of that, you don't just, yeah, the news of your cancer might do that to you, but some people don't have that kind of rage. It just ain't got it in them, as they say the phrase. Some people just ain't got it in them. Walter took it there real quick,
Mm-hmm.
0 to 100. I nigga, fuck you, fuck your eyebrows, fuck this car wash. Sounded like Riley in Boondocks.
Sound like Tupac on hit him up.
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
up. So he does all of that, and then he goes home. We see him in the pool. Even the pool looks sad.
Oh man, the
Even the pool
pool
looked terrible.
is terrible.
I mean, you niggas got a pool and it look bad. That's just know you ain't living a good life. As he's sitting there throwing matches in the pool, he has the idea to call Hank. Say, you know what? That ride along you said, I'm gonna take you. I want you to take me up on it. Before we get into the actual scene of the ride along, what are you thinking about Walt right now? He's cussing out his boss. He's quitting the car wash. He wants to go on his ride along. What's going on in your head as you're watching this for the first time?
It tracks. Like he's somewhere else. He compartmentalized when he was dealing with his wife, but when the minute he get to the second gig, he's like, bro, I don't need this shit. That's what happens. Like when you say I'm gonna hustle, I'm gonna get the second gig, and you get there and realize, bro, I don't need this. That's where he was. That's it.
Or I don't not even I don't need this, but I'm not doing this. I'm not like, bro, I'm not subjecting myself to this bullshit from somebody like you who happen to own a car wash and I happen to be working here.
What a
That
payoff.
spoke a lot to exactly what a payoff. And to the scene where he at the pool, it's like I get it. Like I'm in this place where I can't really talk to nobody. I don't want to really share this stuff to nobody, but
Oh,
it's
whoa, whoa! You
affecting.
can talk to somebody. He just refuses to. Just want to clarify.
That's true.
I don't
That's
know.
true.
Who
No, no,
who who
his
who you
wife.
He
talk to?
can talk to somebody.
You talk to
Would
your
y'all
wife.
talk to Skylar?
It's
My
your
wife or
wife.
Skylar?
It's your
Would,
wife.
would would y'all talk to her? That's
Skylar
what
has.
like.
Not
Would
Skylar
y'all?
herself.
We were
Would
looking
you
But I
for.
talk
also
to
would never.
Skylar?
I also would never marry Skylar too. So
But what
That's
we gotta
true. But
we
would
can't
you talk to her?
we can't individualize that it's Skylar. We gotta individualize that this is your wife. Skylar is his wife. Whoever such and such name is Spike's wife. Such and such name is Rick's wife. Such and such name is my wife. We got to look at it from that context, not like Skylar, because we're looking at it from that. But whatever they have in their connection, this is why you feel like he should be a husband and your wife, and so
That's
I
fair.
think we gotta look at it from both.
You're speaking from the perspective of a married man.
no doubt. But I'm just saying.
I concede to that. But me as a single man,
But we also look
talk
at
to
this from the world of Walter White. And if I'm Walter White, I have to look at Skylar because there is no imaginary wife.
Right.
That's who I'm married to. That's the character
But
we have. So
I got one child and
that's
another
the
child on the way.
brilliant. That's the brilliant thing about this pilot is who does he have to talk to? It ain't his wife. We've seen it. From
we said like God no, like
yo,
we said anybody else should call. Like no.
It's 36 minutes left in the episode, and we looking at it like, oh, this dude ain't got nobody. He ain't got nothing. All this shit that he's being asked to deal with is on him.
Yeah.
Because his wife is in La La Land. She ain't finna be accepting of this. She ain't finna give you good advice. Like, I know you have a significant other, Mo, and there are moments when it's like, I can bring this to my wife, but
Facts.
I know how it's gonna play out.
Uh-huh.
So what I would rather do is figure this shit out for myself.
And there's a factor.
And I think, yeah,
she's pregnant.
and
do I really want to bring
pregnant.
the cancer?
Great point. Magnificent point. Do I even want to put this in her universe for her to have to deal with this too, based off all the other shit that she's dealing with? So he's sitting here at the pool. He's sitting here at the terrible pool in the backyard, and like, I ain't got nobody I can talk to this about. So I got to figure this shit out for myself. How do I figure this out for myself? Like, I seen them making money from meth this way. Maybe that's the way. So I get it.
So this is where you felt the plan was built?
Yes.
100%. 100%. I mean, you can tell by how he was acting at the ride along.
True.
Wanted to see the lab, stuff like that. So we'll tie it in together because now we get to the ride along. We see Walter in the back seat with the bulletproof vest, but we also get to see Hank on the job. Hank and his partner, and I forget his name off the top of my head.
Guillermo.
A beaner.
Nah, man, you wild. You out here wilding. Gomez. It was Gomez.
Gomez. Guillermo.
But you see them in the back of the van just surveying the scene, and we've seen this a ton of time. Yeah, man, we've seen this a ton of time in the cop movies. You know, it's not as rumble and tumble as you think it is. It's a lot of sitting, waiting, strategizing, organizing. Walter's in the backseat getting a little bit of information about how this dude's cooking his meth, who they're after. They have a small banter about the color of the house and what the ethnicity of the person they're gonna find is. And Walter's just there for business. Like you guys said earlier, I want to make sure that I know what's going on. School bus passes, now it's clear to go in. We see the raid, we see the bust. What are your thoughts going on? Because we also see, as this bust going down, our first appearance from Jesse Pinkman, who was climbing out of the window of the neighboring house he had to be serving an old girl, and that's why she was sleeping with him. I'm sure she was sleeping with him in exchange for drugs. Because there's nothing about Jesse Pinkman that makes me say you can just walk up and bag anybody.
Yeah.
You know, even if it was an older woman like that. For real. Like, just nothing unless you use them with them. But we get our first sight of Jesse Pinkman, and we know that Walter recognizes him. So between the bust, Walter being along on the ride along, and him recognizing Jesse and recognizing that, oh, you are Captain Cook due to your dumbass license plates. What do you guys take away from the scene? Spike, we're gonna start with you.
I think this was brilliant in the sense of it gave us a reason to understand why Jesse was a part of the whole thing. We see him running away. He was fucking a bitch. I agree with you, Rich. There's no reason why someone like her would be fucking with Jesse, but he do got the meth plug, and that's why he was fucking with her. Also, it's brilliant in the sense of we want to put Walt in this category of I mean, he slipped into this. Like, no, this was premeditated. He wanted to do this. He seen the raid. He wanted to go in and look at the setup of the lab.
Exactly.
We think
It's
we
an
think a lot
Easter
of
egg.
times, facts. We think a lot of times in rewatching these episodes or on your first watch that, oh, Walt was made to break bad. He didn't want to do it. No, he did.
Yeah.
We see it in this scene. I wanted to break bad. I seen Jesse. I could have said something, but I let him get away and chose to go talk to him later. Like he wanted to break bad. And I think that's one of the greatest scenes of this episode, which we'll get to later,
Yeah.
when Jesse asked him, like, what's going on with you, bro?
Well, he's been doing good, and we see where it got him with the cancer. So it's like, bro,
Yeah.
I've been doing good, and yet I'm still here with cancer. So now I'm going to break into bad, for sure. Um, the
Is
scene was
it?
good. I definitely would say that,
Can I ask something real quick?
uh-huh.
Is it fair to say Walter wanted to break bad versus he wanted to break bad due to circumstance?
Yeah, it's
No,
a
he
circumstance.
If he
no,
never had if he never had the
nope, I
diagnosis, would he
don't
still
agree
have
with
broken
that.
bad? All right, so let
He
me hear it.
wanted
The,
to break bad.
the
He wanted to break
circumstance
bad.
pushed him over to break bad.
Nope,
That
I don't agree with that. I'm of a different
Spike. If
standpoint
he
of
don't
that
if he
from
don't
y'all.
get
You
diagnosed with cancer,
he
does he ever do this?
yes.
What would
He a
trigger him
piece
to
of
do?
shit.
Well, no, no, no,
He's a
no.
piece of
What
shit.
would trigger
I
him to
don't
do
like my
this?
life because he don't like his life.
But he
I'm
needed
not
something
cool
to
with
say, fuck
I'm not
this, I'm
cool with
doing it.
Skylar jacking me off for my 50th birthday. Like I'm a loser. I drive a Aztec. My son is a cripple.
You don't even want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's even.
I think he wanted to do it.
No, it's in there, but he needed a push. That's what I'm
Nah,
saying.
I think it was always there, but the push wasn't needed. It was just like,
Yeah, it
oh,
was
this
needed. But
happened,
he's
so I'm gonna
50.
do it.
We seen that he got the Nobel Peace Prize in 1985. We are in
Yeah,
2008.
yeah.
So he clearly needed a push to say, yo, I'm about to get busy.
He needed a push, but I don't think the push was the thing that turned him to Walter White, to Heisenberg.
I don't know, bro. He make a dramatic shift.
I can't
No
wait to
more,
get into
no
this. I
more,
Okay.
can't
no
wait.
more half measures at
Cannot wait.
gmail.com. Or
Yeah.
is it no more half measures pod at
No more
Gmail?
half measures pod at gmail.com.
Please write us and let us know what you think about that. Was Walter going to break bad regardless, like
Or,
Spike is saying, or was it the cancer diagnosis and the circumstance that
or did
made
he
him
need
or pushed him
something to
over to
push
the
him over to
edge?
say, you know what,
It
bump it,
was
I'm doing it.
always in him, bro.
No,
It
I'm
was
saying
always
I'm
in
with you.
him.
It's in him, but he was gonna continue to push
Like
that dog down until
we're
something presented itself that he felt legitimized in his decision making.
we're going to get the next scene is him running up on Jesse. He always wanted to do what he proposed to Jesse, in my opinion.
Nah.
Mm.
If he don't
I
see
can't wait to
if he don't
I
see the
can't wait to
new,
hash this out over
I
60
know where you're
however many
going. I know where
episodes
you're
it is.
going and what we've been revealed. Like I did this because such and such or whatever. I know where you're going, and that's in him. But I'm saying he will continually play it safe. But factors matter, bro. That make you say, you know what, bump it. I'm doing this. Like factors
Who?
matter. Like
Cool. Go to the next scene.
we
Go to the
all
next scene with
I
him and
will.
Jesse.
we all got something in us that, like,
Go to the next
you
scene with
buried
him and
down.
Jesse, and I will be able to articulate my point more.
All right, go ahead, Rich.
I will say this. Just like I said, looking back, my second time rewatching this, forgetting how early these lies start. Like him holding things back. We talk about the cancer not telling Skylar. Seeing Jesse Pinkman, knowing that's the captain, easily being able to tell Hank, hey man, I just saw your guy ran, here's the plate, here's such. As a matter of fact, I used to teach him. Like these started early on. There are things that I think that happened later. Like to almost to Mo's point, I remember Walter as somebody that I thought like got caught up in the life. So now I'm trying to look at it from both sides because he easily could have said something like I said, but like, nah, this is the plug right here. This is a connect. He know the business. I know the Kim. We're gonna go from there. So it's nighttime. We find that Walter pulls up on Jesse. Still had their system in the filing because he know we taught him in high school, and comes up with an ultimatum pretty much. Listen, I know you're the captain. Nobody's here after you, even though you saw me with the DEA earlier. I'm here to make a proposition. Either you help me where I cook and get into the meth business, or I tell my brother-in-law that you were the one that they were looking for, give them the address, the whole nine. We find out a little bit more about Jesse as far as like he's a bad student. He really wasn't going to amount to nothing, but I didn't think he was going to get into meth. And we also know that he's not the brightest because he's walking around calling himself Captain Cook with the captain license plate.
Facts.
This first introduction, Spike, I know you mentioned this scene. You want to touch on it. What are your thoughts as Walter approaches Jesse with this business proposal?
This goes to
And how was Welcome Back, Carter when you was watching it on air?
I don't know what that is.
It's a TV show that you used to watch as a kid, probably as an adult.
I know what it is, but I'm saying that because I don't appreciate the joke, but I don't know what that is. In that sense, this is one of the things which we will talk about of Walter White being a much less of a human being than Tony Soprano. Walter White went into this like, oh, I see the opportunity here. I'm going to turn you into this thing and it's going to benefit me the most.
Okay,
Like
that's true.
he was totally on some I'm already like one of the great things about this series is you look for the point as to when Walter was actually broken bad and being that type of dude. This is it. This is the episode. Like I'm already trying to manipulate you. I saw you are into this
Blackmail.
thing. Yeah. I saw you are into this thing. I'm going to manipulate you into thinking the way that I think and get you on my team because I know how to do this thing. And now you're going to have to ride with me forever. This is disgusting from the Walter White character.
I mean, he
And
did
one of
like,
the
yeah, he
reasons,
did like been like, yeah, he finessed it for sure. Like, if you don't work
facts.
with me, then I'm taking you to the police.
I'm gonna turn you over to the feds. I was
Yeah.
right here with them. I seen you.
Mm-hmm.
This is totally different in one of the emails that we got in Tony Soprano being who he was versus Walter White being who he was. Tony Soprano was again born into it, not sworn into it.
Yeah.
Walter White is one of those niggas like, oh, I see an opportunity here and I'm gonna manipulate the shit out of you to I get to the highest means of what I want from this situation.
Yeah.
And on the third rewatch, it's way more clear.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers, but we'll get into all the other stuff later. Jesse should have been like, nope, I'm not fucking with you. Get away from me. I ain't doing nothing with
He had
you.
no idea what he was about to sign up
He
for,
know
boy.
what he was signing up for. And
Bruh.
yeah.
Let me ask this. We didn't do this in the original when we did Good Earners, but I'm gonna ask Rich. Do you think we should do a part 2 because we have so much left to cover on this pilot. And I'm gonna ask you as well, Spike. I mean, we obviously could go a whole another hour because we still got close to 30 minutes left on the pilot.
28 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm good to keep going. Unless you got something to
All
do.
right,
You
we'll
got
keep
the
going.
family.
Keep
You
going.
got the family.
We try to move it through, but it is,
Yeah.
Mo ready to go.
No, I ain't that. I'm
Um.
loving this, but it is running. You know what I mean? So
All right. Well, part of that is gonna be the
I
intro. We will
told
do that
y'all.
every single episode.
no doubt, no
Told
doubt,
y'all.
no doubt.
I
But
told y'all.
Well, I mean, it's been a while, but
I
I
told y'all
told
niggas. I
y'all. I
told y'all
told
niggas y'all ain't
y'all
believe
niggas.
me,
I
but I
tell
Y'all
told
ain't
you,
y'all
believe me. Boosie coming home. I
he coming
told y'all.
home today. He coming home
I
today.
tried to
All
told
right.
you.
Hey, this is the perspective that you get from a black podcast because a lot of people don't know what the references are.
They have no idea what we were just saying right now.
Nah,
I
what is
Told
it?
told
y'all
y'all.
niggas. For those who do, shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah, for
Special
sure.
place for y'all.
It's gonna be a 3 hour podcast.
You gotta stop.
We're moving on. We have a small moment with Skylar and Marie. Once again, just showing that sisterly bond, digging a little bit deeper into the eBay business that Skylar's a part of. She's excited about selling this odd looking piece for $14 a shipping to some guy in Minneapolis. We also know that she's working on short stories, possibly a novel. A little bit of judgment from her sister, just that banter going back and forth. Um, Asking how the sex is with Walter, just kind of getting an answer. We're getting Skylar's perspective on all of this. And then we also cut to Walter at school stealing lab equipment, which is insane. Stealing lab equipment because he's getting ready to cook, gets to Jesse, unloads it, and then as he attempts to cook in the garage, Jesse, probably the smartest thing he did all season or all series, let him know, hey man, I don't shit where I eat. I don't cook here. We got to find somewhere else to do it. All right.
Yeah, like why
Y'all,
did
y'all
you
have
think
any?
that this was okay?
I think that's to show how green Walter is, like, and how little he thought of Jesse. Like, I think you're such a bum that you dumb enough to cook it where you live, and that just kind
Mm,
of is what it is.
good point.
Between the conversations, and also just the safety measures, right? I think that's important to point out because it's letting us know that Walter is treating this like a business, not like a I grew up in the drug game business, but I'm a chemist. This is chemistry. This is what
Mhm.
I do for a living. I can make all of this stuff, and we're gonna do it the right way. We have gloves, we have eyewear stations, we have goggles, the whole nine. As they're loading up and trying to figure out where they should be cooking, because he mentions a self storage place, the dogs are on them. Like, there's not too many things. We need a Winnebago, we need an RV. As we build up into this part, is there anything you guys want to mention about what's going on? It's really just them getting the equipment, realizing they're going to cook, and realizing we can't cook here. Anything to add to any of that?
I love the organic start of it all. Like this is like we talk about Sopranos when we talk about how it just dramatically continually kept getting dark. But I was happy with the early like season one, how colorful it was, how family oriented it was. This is kind of the same thing in Breaking Bad, where like I appreciate like this organic. This is my former student. We're gonna figure this out. It's still light right now. We don't know exactly what we're about to get into. So I like it. Like I like all of this like slow build up before we get into like the real menacing side of this business because it has to be that way. So
I agree
So,
with Mo.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do like it from the sense of Jesse, and that's the brilliant thing to do what they do about this world in the sense of what are we watching, what are we taking in as consumers. The fact that Jesse pushed back on him is like, bro, we're not gonna cook this shit in my house. What are you talking about? And and Walter being totally green to that. Like it sets up something that I did not get on my first watch, but on my third watch, I understand it's like, bruh, ain't no way that you finna store this shit at my house. Like I don't even know if he got people, but still, I don't want this shit at my house. And
Mm-hmm.
for us to understand that as viewers, to look at that and be like, oh, okay, there's a much deeper level that this goes to, in the sense of it ain't just a teacher who knows chemistry that cooks meth and a former drug addict that wants to do that with him as well. It's like there are all these other steps that need to happen before we can actually say this a business and we selling meth. It's great, and it's
Yeah,
something that you just don't pick up on that first watch.
yeah. And Jesse ain't like
Agreed.
some kingpin, so you know.
Facts.
Yeah, agreed. And we get that intro of Jesse looking at this to what you just said. This is art. It's not chemistry. And Walter trying to say no, it's actually chemistry. And later on, we see Jesse calling Walter an artist. So it all kind of comes back full circle. One of the most important parts, if not the most important part of this pilot, is this next scene. And I want to make sure we take some time to talk about it. They decide that they need an RV. We see Walter coming out the bank, just shy of 7,000. Hands it to Jesse. Jesse says, "My guy wants 8,500." Which Walt replies, "You're a drug dealer. Negotiate."
Make it
Mhm.
work.
Jesse, similar to Marie and Skylar's conversation, as seen earlier, because they had talked about Walt's changed behavior. Jesse makes the point of, "Hey, you're not the same guy that I remember in high school." You know what I mean? Well, he says as Walter tries to go away, he literally makes a conversation of Jesse points out, "Hey man, why are you doing this? This is something I need to know before we move forward. I don't care what you got on me, the drop you got on me, whatever that could be. Why are you doing this? Why are you 60 deciding to break bad? You got to stick up your ass. You've been that
60
way
is
since I
crazy.
known you, and now all of a sudden you want to actually sell meth, cook meth. This shit don't make no sense. What is the reason?" And then of course Walter doesn't keep it real. He just gives us some bullshit. I know you've been going on and on about what this means and Walter Breaking Bad early in the series, Spike. What did you take away from this scene with Jesse trying to get an honest answer out of him?
This is one of the most key important scenes to the series. Him really asking him, "Hey, bro, what you got going on?"
For
I
real.
think we have all experienced that as men, talking to other men, in the sense of like, you coming to me with this presentation, this thing that you think gonna work, but there's something else that's going on behind the scenes that you ain't telling me about. And I want to know about that thing versus what you're presenting to me. This was so good. And again, it takes 2 to 3 rewatches to really understand this. And this is a meme. It's famous amongst social media in the sense of how Jesse responded to him, but it's a normal thing in the sense of like, bro, what are you talking about? Why are you talking to me like you got this thing going on that I wouldn't understand versus, hey, this is what I got going on and I want you to buy into it. Perfect
Mo,
scene.
Mo, if you're Jesse and you're really trying to get the rundown on why are you doing this? What's your motivation? And his answer is, "I'm awake." What's your thoughts? What's your response?
I probably
That's
wouldn't
literally
do.
what he told him. "I am awake." What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't do business with him because, like, I can't. Can you imagine? We've all been to high school, obviously. One of your high school teachers, like, trying to go into business with you selling drugs. Like,
That's wild.
it's a ridiculous premise.
Same.
Even your coolest high school teacher you could think of off memory, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. The fact they approach you outside of school, you're graduated, and they come to you and say, "Hey, I'm trying to get in the drug business." Bro, there's just no way I would ever say yes.
Which is why, dare I say, it's
It
interesting to make
depends on
this. It's interesting that this series is making Jesse look reasonable. Because that's a
Bro,
very, he says it, this affects me, bro. Like
bro,
if you just laid it out, Mo. You've been the most squarest of squares all 4 years of my high school. You ain't changed. Look at how you dress. Look at your life. You want me to partner up with you? There's something. I don't know what it is, but it's fishy. It don't make
for
sense.
sure.
I need to know a reason why. You can't just say I'm awake. Because what the fuck does that mean? Like I
Bro,
said earlier, very valid by Jesse. Want to know that information. I got to
Facts.
tip my hat to him because there's not too many smart Jesse moments. Unless I'm forgetting them. Who knows, man? It's been a while.
Yeah,
We'll
there's a
see.
few. There's a few.
They gonna come.
We'll see. You got anything else to add to that scene? Very,
Nah.
very important scene because once again, it talks about motivation and why. And that type of answer actually kind of makes me go towards what Spike's saying.
Mhm.
Like, man, I'm about to shock the world, man. I'm about to cook. It's about to be over for y'all. Because
Cook.
I think if that desperation was there, I don't know, man. Because Walter's a manipulator too. Like I said, I'm not trying to think too much ahead with what I know. I'm going with what I know right now. Just a weird dude, and I guess that's just how you got to take it.
Well, you
But Jesse
know,
also is handcuffed. He can't do nothing because he's not trying to go to jail.
yeah,
What
true.
Alonzo say? You trying to go to jail? Or you want to go home?
You want to go to jail? You want to go? The interesting thing is, I think we don't get a ton of backstory on Walt, so I think that when we get to the new refined version of him, we can kind of start to try to build on who we think he might have been prior. Like we just theorized as far as who Skylar is to him and was to him when they were younger. So I think we're gonna probably have to try to put some things together because when Walt is he goes through a metamorphosis, he's not it it can't be like, oh, this never existed. All of a sudden you became this. No, it was there all the time. So I think we can try to build and infer on like a little bit of a prior version of Walter White Sr. So
That makes sense. That makes sense. We are at the shopping. I don't know your local clothing store, getting Walter Jr. some clothes, and
mhm.
Skylar's being Skylar, just being mom. Walter's inside trying to get some clothes going. Excuse me, trying to help Walter Jr. with some clothes, realizing he can't do it by himself, asks him if he wants her or his dad. He, of course, asks for his dad as his dad helps him put these jeans on. They're in the mirror checking them out. His mom says something that's really not thoughtful that would you think of. It's that skater look. And Walter said, "Do I look like a skater? My legs don't fucking work." Which I thought was a little bit of humor from Vince McGilligan. Because there's no way you write that without having expecting people to laugh. Because Walter Jr. is like, what the fuck you on? And then that
Bro.
leads into the bullies. And once again, these scenes I think are set up to show Walter's transformation from the beginning of this episode, us calling him a loser, to now you got a little bit of badass in you, Walter. Okay. So we see these three dudes, and listen, this is fucked up. And if I saw this in public, man, I'm like, hey man, I gotta chill. But for some
Yeah.
reason, the voice he makes, Mom, you get the big boy pants. I don't know why that shit's so fucking funny.
All right, Breaking Bad having some humor. All right. All right. They got some humor.
Hey,
It
hey,
ain't
hey,
Sopranos, but they
the
got
way he
something in there.
mocking him and shit, and big boy pants. I was like, oh, that's fucked up.
Hey, get this nigga a diaper, you know what I'm saying? Pull up, huh?
Oh shit.
Jesus Christ.
And obviously, mom peeps, and this goes on and on. Until Walter walks from the back of the store to the front of the store. And right before Skylar says something to the kids, Walter comes in and crushes one of the dude's legs, says, what's wrong, trouble walking? And this dude gets up to try to hit him. Walter pretty much says, bitch nigga, what you got?
Yeah.
You gonna hit me, you better make it count.
Mm-hmm.
You get one shot and realize the dude ain't want no smoke. You pussy for real. And that's what it comes down to. Incredible scene.
He was trying to get
You
some
always
neck
like to see a
damage.
bully get. Hey, mom, I think I got a pitch love to my new big boy pants. Hey, the niggas was clapping.
He did all that to get Skylar to not jack him off and get some neck.
That's why you, hey, but that's why you love. I love this scene because you like that instant redemption. You like the bullies get bullied. You know what I mean? They deserve like you like to see a bully get put in his place.
Mm-hmm.
But to see Walter be the one do it in public with no regard, I'm gonna ask you, Spike. Is this Walter always having that in him? Is this something that he always would want to do, or is this just the cancer having him stick up for his family in a way he's never done before?
I think the cancer is a
Ah, now
thing
it's the
that,
cancer.
yeah, it's a crutch.
Now it's the
Like,
cancer.
like,
Now
like,
it's the
like niggas try
cancer.
to act
Before
like
what?
oh, he had cancer, so he did these things. I think that was always in him. And now that he feels like I got 2 years, so I'm gonna do whatever it
I'm about to turn
needs
into
to be done.
Batman.
Yeah,
Be a
I'm finna turn into
vigilante out here
Batman.
whooping shit.
Yeah, like you said, yeah, I don't disagree with that. Like he's on this thing where I don't give a fuck no more. I'm gonna kick a nigga in this shin. I'm gonna tear his ACL. Like I don't care. And I think to the question that one of our readers had in the email, is Tony worse than Walter? Like Walter always wanted to do this. Now I got an excuse. Now I
Mm.
can do this shit, and in my mind, nobody else got to know about it. My wife don't know, my son don't know. Like they ain't got to know nothing about it. But I'm still operating in this sense of like I don't give a fuck no more. I got 2 years, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and me having 2 years consists of you making fun of my son in this clothing store. It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna kick you in the leg. Like I'm gonna challenge you to a fight. I'm gonna do all of the things. Like I don't give a fuck no more. And that's the energy that he was operating on from the point that we saw that he had cancer. And I
Mm-hmm.
ain't mad at it.
Okay. All right. That's it. All right. Using it as a crutch because of hey, you had to wait for something to happen,
Yeah,
which is what we've been saying. You've been waiting your whole life.
facts.
Versus Tony just being upfront and honest. This is who I am. But Mo made
I'm
the
a
point.
miserable
He
prick.
was born
I
into it.
said it since day
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Um, Mo, what were your thoughts? Especially you having kids, somebody making fun of your kid in any capacity. If you have a chance to um, protect their honor, I'm sure you would jump on that in a heartbeat. Because I'm not mad at Walter at all.
No,
Y'all
I
got me
mean,
fucked up,
you know,
especially
it
when
all
my
come.
son can't fight. Like he can't fight. But yeah,
You're
I'm gonna
right.
fuck your
Damn.
shit up. I'm gonna break
Damn,
your
bro.
kneecap.
Yeah, we got to get to it. You know what I mean? Because you know, you don't want your wife to get the Jada Pinkett reaction. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, nah, that's real.
Where you got to walk up there and slap Chris Rock. So you know,
Mm.
that's
Yeah,
just
fair.
It's crazy.
that's a part of the. You
How
know,
old you think these dudes were? How long would you think? Do you think these were kids like Walt Junior's age, or you think they were a little bit older? These are
uh,
minors. He putting his hands on minors.
Hey,
they
I ain't even gonna hold you.
nah,
It
they're a
don't
little
matter to me.
older.
I
They're a
would have
little
put
older.
that strap on him. Like if it was me,
They're
like
a little
he
older.
good for just doing the kick leg thing. I would have put that strap on him. Like
Nigga, pistol
like
whip him.
y'all niggas, yeah. Not even pistol whip him. Like you finna know how serious this is. I got that thing on me, and I ain't finna play with y'all.
Now they're low. They definitely not Walt Junior's age. Like I'm looking
That's
at them.
they even more lame for that. I mean, it's lame. Look, bullies are lame anyway,
Yeah.
but that's something you expect from the local school bully lame. Y'all grown. Y'all making fun of a kid who got some handicap issues, man. Yeah, you deserve every. I'm with Spike now, man. Where the pistol at? I might smack
Yeah,
you across your shit.
I got it. Like, bro,
John Shaft. John
you
Shaft.
gotta. Hey, you gotta call the police on me. To be
Nah, that
honest,
whole
like,
story.
Menace to
yeah,
And I
you
society.
love
gotta
the
call the
fact that this
police
was
on me.
'08, so iPhones didn't really become a thing where it's popular until like '09. So I love the fact that everybody's watching. Because if that was a later time, they would have pulled their cell phone out. Walter said
Facts.
shit. But I don't think Walter gave a fuck either way,
He didn't.
which we've already established. So it
Once he
is
got
what
the
it
news
is.
of the cancer, everything changed.
Yeah,
Yep.
everything changes, man. Speaking of everything changing, the RV is purchased. Walter and Jesse are now in the desert. Um, Jesse is inspecting the cow houses where the cows live. Walter's like, I don't. How the fuck did I get teamed up with this dude? And then of course the famous words, "Let's cook here." All right, so we get their cooking spot. We also see Walter stripping down because he can't come home smelling like a meth lab. Jesse, of course, not having a family. He's the I don't want to compare Jesse to me and Spike, but he's the one that doesn't have to think about these things, right? I can just go home smelling like meth because nobody's there checking for me.
Who
Mo
cares?
can't go home smelling like a meth lab. He got to
Have you
answer to
ever
people.
you ever smelled meth before?
No,
Yes.
What's it smell like?
I got so many questions, but I'm not gonna get into it.
I just wanted to ask the question.
Because what the fuck were you doing with your life, Spike?
Here's so many more. Hey, another week in the books. What does mess smell like, man?
um, it's hard to explain. I can't.
Chemicals, I'm assuming.
Yeah, chemicals. Like crack has a smell.
I imagine meth is one of those things when you mix up all the chemicals while you cooking on, like while you cleaning on a
It's just
Saturday.
like nah, I wouldn't even say that. It's just like the smell when you smell it. I'll say that. I don't know how to explain it better more than that. But when you smell it, you're like, okay, I know what that is.
It's probably best we
Same
just
thing
leave
with
it there.
crack though.
And
Same thing with
once
crack.
again, it's probably best we just leave it there.
Yeah, let's say yeah.
Same thing with crack.
Hey man,
Oh
I got a
shit,
lot
y'all
of
niggas
experiences
hilarious,
in my
man.
life, bro.
Hey, y'all are hilarious. Um, this scene is just funny because it is Walter. Yes, it's silly. This man in his tidy whities, but it's also showing the caution of which Walter is taking this. And we don't know what's about to happen. We see Jesse with the oversized hoodie. We also see him pull out a camcorder, which my nigga reminds me of the moment in The Wire. You taking notes at a criminal fucking conspiracy. You're recording us cooking meth. What the fuck is wrong with you? Even though that camera does come into play later on and earlier in the episode, as we saw.
Isn't there a Tony and isn't there a Soprano reference to that too? Where
What's
Paulie was
that?
like, I keep everything up here. When they were like trying to get rid of everything in the house, I think when the police is going to like strip search their house or something. I feel like
I think
Paulie
so.
was something. There's something like that. But anyway, go ahead.
We see the trials and error. Jesse Walter knows exactly what he's doing. He's walking Jesse through the proper steps, and we just see them going through the actual process of making meth. They actually had real chemists come in to show them this method and the whole nine, so it looks more realistic as they're filming it. And as they're going through this process, the end result is glass-like quality. Of course, well, I won't say of course. I would imagine you all aren't heathens like Spike Lee. But if you don't know, when you get to the methamphetamine, you want it to look crystal clear like glass. You can tell right away just from looking at the screen. If you screenshot 42 minutes, 43 seconds, it looks like a glass just shattered.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like some of the most purest natural thing that you would want to partake in. And it also is a reminder, which I forgot how early we knew about Jesse and his addiction. Because Jesse was ready to partake right then and there. And Walter
Let's
told him,
hit
Which is
that
a
shit, nigga.
crazy being in the
yeah, man.
business.
Walter told him
Let's
like, nah,
hit
we just
that
sell it. We gonna
shit,
take it.
nigga.
And Jesse, Walter said, man, we sell, we don't use. That nigga Jesse said, man, fuck you. We use it.
What are you talking about,
We
bro?
getting all
Yeah,
that.
that's not gonna happen.
Let's get off.
And let me ask you this though: was there any surprise to Walter not having more of a pushback once Jesse put his foot down and said, "Nah, I'm using. Ain't nothing gonna stop that." Because obviously the scene ends with him knowing exactly who to take it to sell it. But before we get there, like I said, Jesse wanted to try it. So it's just them making the product for the first time and seeing that end result and knowing that Walter's good at it. Jesse even giving him his props. But yeah, you surprised that Walter didn't push back like, hey, we're gonna do this. If
It
I'm gonna give you this
speaks
quality, we
to
can't do it.
it speaks to the brilliance of this show. Like it lets us know who Jesse is, what he's on, and it ain't none of that don't get high off your own supply type vibe. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
I smoked meth. You made the best meth that I done seen in who knows how long. And I'm
I
finna
seen
run
you
this
and
shit,
I want you.
nigga. Facts.
Yeah, ain't
Good,
nothing you
yeah,
about to
like
tell
like
me to
we
say
ain't,
nothing.
I don't know what you talking about in the sense of oh we can get off our own supply. That's a drug dealer
It's a
like I can get
generational
into
thing.
it type shit. Yeah, like I'm a head. Like Jesse looking at him like I'm a head, bro. Like I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. I don't care how it's cooked. I don't care what you think. What we doing got going on. I'm finna try this shit, and I think that's part of the brilliance of Vince in making this episode because we see that play out throughout the series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series long run that they utilize that.
That's a great point.
It's no surprise to me as far as Walter's pushback. Nah, because this is the initiation into the
The
business.
lack
So
thereof. I'm
yeah,
talking about
so
lack thereof. The fact that he didn't say no, we aren't using. And just saying yes, we are.
yeah, he don't know. He don't know really what the business is. Like, is it a part of it? Like, yo, I got to get a little taste out of it. I gotta skim off the top on the drugs. He don't know yet. Like, he really literally just getting into the business from being a science teacher. So Yeah, it is surprising.
He is very green in that sense. And as I mentioned, Walter's asking Jesse for direction, like what's next? What do we do? Jesse say he knows just the person, and we go to the next scene with Jesse meeting and us meeting Crazy Eight. Crazy Eight is training his dog, his Rottweiler, to attack humans. Of course, setting up the intimidating scene. Jesse is jaw jacking, just rambling about nothing. And we see Crazy Eight finally say, "Hey, just shut up and put the money on the counter," thinking he's coming to buy. Jesse says he's coming to sell. A couple things right here. It gives us Jesse's like street cred. Like Jesse, you a little nigga out here. People don't respect you. They're telling you shut up while you talking, drop off your money and leave. And even when you give me some grade A quality shit, I know you didn't make this. There's no way. You're too dumb. You're too inept.
Yeah.
You buy meth from me, so how do you know how to make this all of a sudden? Like, I need more answers. So once again, it gives you Jesse's place on the food chain when it comes to the drug dealers in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
But the one thing which is interesting, no spoilers, but as time goes on, we'll find out. We see that Crazy Eight is also Emilio's cousin. Now, remember, Emilio is Jesse's former partner. And Jesse says, "Man, I hated to hear about that." He said, "Yeah, man, I heard you was in the next house, getting your rocks off." Was crazy because Emilio think you set him up. And Jesse, of course, talking tough, not knowing that Emilio's upstairs. He's been let out of bail earlier that day. Um, what do we think about the setup and them trying to like box Jesse in? Really trying to find
I
out where he
think
got this rock and want to fuck him up for potentially snitching on Emilio, which we know didn't happen.
again, speaking to the brilliance of this and Better Call Saul, we go into this scene and we see him having this conversation, but we know, well, we don't know, but we see that eventually it plays out like, oh, what he thought was going on ain't even what's going on. And
Mm-hmm.
us as viewers get this in real time, just like the character of Jesse get this in real time. And I think that that resonates more with us. And that's why this is so good. Like he can't he wouldn't end up bullshitting in the sense of, yeah, I got the new cook or whatever it may be, but I also ain't that nigga. And they let us know in that world that he ain't that nigga. So we gonna operate from here on in the sense of some scrub ass nigga brought the best meth that I ever seen to the
Mm-hmm.
door. And how do we deal with this from here?
I gotta know
And
what's up.
that goes to the point of, I think Vince, one of the best thing that he done in interviews in saying that we wrote ourselves into corners and tried to figure our way out of them.
It's the best way to write. I've done that myself. So that's one of the best ways to write.
You got any
Yeah.
thoughts on that, Mo?
Yeah, just really epic. You know what I mean? Like Emilio and Crazy Eight and this whole setup, like getting the call back. Because I had questions about the opening scene, but I had to relax because it ended up hitting us with the 3 weeks earlier, and then now we're building towards what the flash forward is in real time. So it's really good, but like this is like super culture shock for a person like Walter White, and so it's amazing. Like we already know like he's a piece of dirt, so that ain't what's in question. But what's in question is how we get here. How do we get there? Like just like Tony Soprano. Like how do we get there with Walter White? And that's what I want to keep an eye on. So that's all I got.
Got you. As Crazy Eight and Emilio back Jesse in the corner trying to figure out where he got the meth from, Jesse realizes his only option is to take him to the source. They pull up in his ugly ass. I don't even know what that is. Shit, lime green, terrible. I don't know what they thought this was. I don't know why drug dealers like to be flashy. Um, but they really wanted to go talk to the source. You the cook, come work for me. Walter says, I don't know about that, but I'll sell it to you. Crazy Eight shows the money. As Walter and Crazy Eight are having a conversation, Emilio takes a look and realizes, hold up, he was at the bus when I got took down, which makes sense because he was there with Hank and Gomez. Now, there's a shootout going on. Not really a shootout, but they pull the guns out. Jesse talks about running. One quick question before we move on. Are you surprised that they did not shoot right away? Let me ask you
Yes.
that, Spike. It is a little
I,
bit of TV magic that they didn't
TV
shoot.
shit.
Even
Yeah, TV
now, I
shit.
will say this: the one saving grace I would give them is you did just mention DEA. Do I want that heat of shooting a DEA agent if I'm not protected or if I'm a big dog like that?
Good point.
But are they
But
smart enough to even think like that?
it's still TV shit. Yeah. Like I would have like if you in that situation where you doing it with him, I'm taking him out. Ain't no hesitation, ain't no letting him run. Like, nah, bro, you done.
Yeah, you a rat. I went
Yeah.
to jail. I seen this dude bust me. Now it's confirmation.
Yeah. You hear what this nigga that I just seen lock me up and like, nah, you not. But TV magic.
TV magic. Um, Mo, in your regard, it's always interesting when you're the man who can do something that nobody else can. You get a little bit more leniency. Now, this part makes sense as to why they aren't going ahead to kill Walt. And they kind of threaten that they do. You know, you cook this. It's a shame. You got to die. And Walter makes a proposition. Hey, I'll teach you my recipe. I'll teach you my recipe. You don't have to kill me. Let me and him go. Everything can be good. Are either one of you, and I'll start with you, Mo, surprised that Crazy Eight went for this?
See, it's hard because we've seen Better Call Saul. That's what makes it a challenge. Cause we
Just
get a
in this
look.
What you
moment, take it,
mean?
take it
What you
away.
mean?
This is your first
What you
time.
mean when
This
you
is all
say
you
that?
know.
No, wait. What you mean when you say that?
Well, we see Crazy Eight's not that bright.
No.
You know, and there we see some really like bad decision making. But in this moment, is it crazy? And they've already recognized him as being in the police car. Is that what you said before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they recognize him as being in a police car, but even taking the offer of, yeah, just cook me a recipe. Like something would be going off, like, man, this don't seem right.
Mm,
The only thing
I
I
think
can't
that
give them
makes
credit
sense
for is
though.
that it's the
It
it
make.
makes
makes sense to
sense
me because they're low level. They're low level drug dealers. So
because of the world that they built. Again, this has a lot to do with what we know with seeing Better Call Saul, knowing how this series ends. If they can find someone that cooks meth like Walter White cooks meth, that goes a long way for the Salamancas
mm-hmm.
and the other people who are interested in this. We ain't met Gus yet, spoiler
Yeah,
alert, but
yeah.
if they are answering to somebody like Gus and they got somebody like Walt who can cook meth like this, I can see the intrigue.
Mm-hmm. Because you
Got you.
did hit it. I mean,
That's the reason because he can cook his ass off. Nobody's
Yeah,
seen anything like that. Best product.
we finna
Um,
take over New Mexico.
shit, we about to take over the southwest of the country. Like
for
Yeah,
fuck New
real, for
Mexico, we
real.
doing all this.
what? Exactly.
All
They
that.
agreed to Walter's proposition. They go in the RV. Emilio smoking a cigarette, which once again just tell you right away how dumb they are. Um, but Crazy Eight tells him to throw it out because they are working with chemicals. He throws it out, and of course we see it catch on fire. That doesn't come to a head yet. We see Walter grabbing all these materials, and if you don't know any better, you're looking like, huh, is this part of the recipe? Or is he actually doing something else? Walter being a chemist, I think one of the best moments is him making that bomb, or it's not really, it's a chemical reaction. I forgot what they officially called it. The red phosphorus chemical reaction
Mm-hmm.
runs out quickly and traps the two of them in there because he knows that if you inhale this at a certain rate, you're going to pass out. Right? So we get all this stuff
Die.
going on. We also see the gunshots going through the door and we see them fall. This is kind of leading us to the beginning of the episode because now Walter's outside. You see the bushes on fire. You see Jesse knocked out, put the gas mask on him and takes him in the RV, drives it away. We see him struggling with that. And this is when we see the two guys in the back. RV looks like it's crashed, and we see Walter holding the gun in his tidy whities and the green shirt. Only for it to be known that this is just a fire truck coming or multiple fire trucks for something else completely different. Ain't got nothing to do. We ain't looking for you. We ain't the police. Walter's just so paranoid, even in an attempt to take his own life in that moment. because he's so shook and scared. And
You gotta
remember,
relax.
we know that he took the we know that he made the video for his family. So as we get into Walter brilliantly coming up with the chemical reaction to save him and Jesse's life, what's going on in your head, mainly as the first time watching this? As you know, you're finally wrapped back around to where this episode started, and you see how Walter got himself and Jesse out of that predicament. Spike, we'll start with you.
Mm. Um, it made sense. It didn't make sense on the first time watching it, but now that I'm on my third time watching it, it's like, okay, yeah, I see what they were building up here, even in the sense of we saw the Nobel Peace Prize thing with Walter, and we know how smart he is, but we don't get how that plays into the series of him being, oh no, I'm smart on some villain level type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to be able to figure shit out that in most shows it's like a dead end, but in this show, because I'm so smart, this is going to get me out of things. And it took me watching it this time versus watching it the first time and be like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like this ain't, yeah, like, nah, this ain't realistic. It is realistic. This is his superhuman strength in the sense of like we all have those. Mo got those in podcasting. I have those in podcasting. Rich has those in podcasting. Like
True,
they're
true, true.
things that we can do in the sense of like nobody else would have been able to do this.
Yeah.
And we looking at Walk like, bro, this seems unrealistic, but no, it's not.
Sometimes stuff is wild
It's
like that for real.
facts. It it's the brilliance of what Vince did
Hmm.
in this, and I will keep continuing to talk about Saul,
Hmm.
Better Call Saul, in the sense of there's a brilliance in the sense of like there are only a few people that are able to do this in life, and you set the world up to where I didn't look at it like, oh, this is bullshit. Like
Yeah.
you just pulled this out of your ass. He did this in the sense of like, no, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw in this scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mo?
Spike pretty much nailed it, man. Like he bought it so much, I ain't gonna even come behind that. Like he nailed it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I agree with you 100%. Was it satisfying? Let me ask you that, Mo, before we get to this last scene and wrap things up. Was it satisfying knowing that you saw the flash forward? Once we got around to how everything happened, was that a satisfying display or of television for you? Excuse me.
The camera part is kind of like it was satisfying in the moment, but once we get to be revealed later in the series, it always kind of doesn't sit right with me. It's like, the man, and that could just be generally that writers changed their mind about where they wanted to go with the character dramatically. So you just get past it. So, yeah, it was satisfying. Like seeing this and just seeing the mundane of Walter White's life, and then getting this, we got to see the opening, credits, and then we see this scene to kind of get the full reveal. I like it. It was everything I needed, and that's what they did well, knowing that the show was a slow building show, like
Yeah,
giving us this
definitely a slow
moment.
burn.
And then we get next episode. It'll be some slow building. There's gonna be one moment of action, like, oh wow, and they did that enough till we get to like episode 6, like you were saying earlier. So I was satisfied. This is definitely what kept me and curious to like, all right, let me check out another one, even though there was some
Got you.
like dull moments in my first watch.
Got you. We have a very small scene, which of course symbolism through the roof. Literally, Walter laundering money. We see that.
Mm.
A very famous shot, also just Vince Gilligan, that point of view shot, just the camera inside of the dryer looking out. That's something we see multiple times throughout Breaking Bad, um, in different capacities. But the laundering money that's right there in front of you, I mean, right on the nose, we see that. And then we get to the end where Walter comes home late. He's had himself a fucking day Skylar's still up, and you can tell she's not used to Walt being on this type of time. She doesn't really know. She doesn't really go off on him, go crazy. Ask him where he's been, and she says, "Whatever you're doing, I know I don't like being kept out. I don't like you keeping things from me." Walter pretty much assures her that everything's okay. I'm fine. Matter of fact, bring that ass over here and come get stroked out.
Eat that ass up.
Oh,
Eat that
Yeah, tear
ass
that
up.
ass up to
damn.
the point where she even says, "Walt, is
Is
that you? Walt,
is
is that
that
you?"
you is so disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. I ain't gonna hold you.
See, it
Don't
hurts because
ask
of
me.
what we know. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
Because of what we know.
No, it hurts because
Nah, it hurts
I ain't been
because
putting
like,
shit
bitch, why
down.
you
I
playing
ain't.
with me?
Yeah, what you mean is this me? Like, damn, your shit. Walt be giving out that
What?
dumb shit for so long. I
Yeah.
wonder when the last time they
What are
probably
we
haven't had
what
sex
are we
since their kid
talking
was
about?
conceived.
All right, bro. We can't go there.
For
The
real,
dude,
Nah.
nah.
you guys, 16 years old.
What?
No, I'm talking about the new baby. She pregnant. That's what I'm saying, Mo.
Oh, oh, okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
ain't talking about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I like,
Damn.
damn, bro.
God, I
Come
got more
on.
respect than
She
that for
pregnant.
Walt.
All right,
She
all right.
pregnant right now. Ask me, is that you? What are we talking about?
Damn. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man, stop playing with me because
Hey,
she knew it
listen.
wasn't like that.
You're gonna
What?
get such a great conclusion after saying that because I thrive off of that energy. Yeah, just
Y'all doing some other shit. Yeah, I don't even got nothing.
Mo
back to you,
crazy.
Rich.
Like, bruh, look, don't play with me. Is that
See,
you?
but
What are you talking
Spike
about?
feel where I'm coming from though. Like, all right, for real. All right, all right.
Bitch, I'm gonna do you to
Hey, listen,
smithereens.
listen.
You talking about, is that me?
All right.
Like, bitch. All
Yeah, I gotta
right.
let you know what time it is, bro.
I'm gonna
You know.
show you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up the pilot episode. We got one in the
Yeah.
books. As I said before, if you're new to this whole format, we do have some banter. Of course, we spend a lot of time at the beginning just welcoming ourselves back. But usually our episodes will start with some emails, some quick pleasantries, and we'll get right into the episodes. But you can't expect it is long form. If you listen to Good Earners, you know that. Spike has a smirk on his face because we
Over
discussed
two
having these
hours.
at a certain. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. But with that being said, you know we got to leave y'all with a rating system. I don't know if we discuss quotes or if anybody has anything down. But that's something
Mo
I
got
know I'll keep track of moving forward. Right now, I
Mo
just
got
have the
something down.
rankings. Huh?
Mo got something down for the rankings.
You got some? You got some quotes?
I don't have no quotes,
Oh
but
no.
there were quotes in the episode, but I didn't have it in like the
Okay.
structure.
Well,
But I do want to have it because there were some quotes in here that I really liked.
okay.
All right,
We'll
so
make sure
quotes
we'll
in my um opening will be on the next episode.
synopsis. Yeah. So let's get into the episode ranking. So once again, you know we did this in Good Earners. We're going to call three different tiers of episode. If it's glass, that means well. Yeah, if it's glass, that means it's cool. It's a street batch, all right? It's good amongst most people, but it's Walter White's just lowest form. It's just glass. We have the 96.2, which is good, not bad, a Jesse batch, and then the Blue Sky, which is crazy good, a Walter batch. That means an all-time episode, one of those. So I will start with you, Mo. Is this glass, 96.2, or Blue Sky?
Yeah, this is Blue Sky, aka Blue Magic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because it they did that. They did this. Like you got exactly what you this pilot is enough to give you what you think the show is going to be. There's no confusion. It's not direct nor indirect. It's just enough on both sides. So yeah, this is Blue Magic, Blue Sky, top tier Walter Cook for me. Absolutely.
Spike Lee, what about you?
Blue Magic. I agree. I agree with Mo in the sense of they laid the foundation for what this is going to be in this episode. You may not pick it up if it's the first time watching this, but people who have watched this 2 to 3 times, yes, absolutely. Blue Magic, they did a thing. This is one of the better pilot episodes of any series that
Mm-hmm.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, shout out to Brick. He mentioned that. I agree. it makes me really wonder what was going on in my life that I couldn't get into the show right away.
Facts.
It's kind of like
That's a good
how
point.
I talk about season 2 of The Wire, where I know if you watch The Wire once, or I know if you've seen it multiple times based on how you like that season. Because if you tell me you don't like it, that means you just watched it one time and you don't know the
Facts.
importance and the significance of it. If you love it and you start saying, "Hey man, it might be a top 3 season," that means you're somebody
Facts.
who's very well nuanced in the world, and that's how this pilot is. As I watched it for the second time ever in my life, or technically
Same.
fifth, second time fully, I was like, "Yo, this is incredible. This is an incredible pilot. It's
Facts.
blue sky for sure." Um, who was the one who knocked? That's going to be the MVP of these episodes. Who is the one that knocked Spike Lee? I'm gonna start with you on this round.
The one who knocked, I would have to go with Hank.
That's funny.
Mm,
That's funny you mentioned that.
He set his presence. It wasn't a lot. He didn't have a lot of scenes, but we seen the impact that he would have moving forward. Again, this is because we know what's going to happen because we watched it before. But Hank was a person who's like, oh, who is this? What's going on?
mm. Mo, who you got?
I got Hank as well.
Mm,
I
Mm.
mean, Hank, this man, showed up and took over your 50th birthday, bro.
yeah.
And then tried to like,
Did y'all peep him take the drink out of his hand?
yes,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah.
Like took the drink out
Yes.
your hand. Let me, hey, here, no man, grab my gun, bro. Here you go.
You're a little nigga. You're a
Yeah.
little nigga.
Then like I'm gonna make a toast. Hey, oh, okay, we got all right. Hey, turn the TV on. Let me get this flex off. Like the way he took over, like he was shaking hands and kissing babies. Like I'm that dude for real. Like Hank was getting it
Facts.
off. Even when he's like, "Hey
Facts.
man, you can ride with me for real. You the little homie. You can get in the back seat.
Yeah, he
I
did.
take you on a ride on my side.
Like he a little
My
You gonna
kid.
do a
Like he a
ride
little
along?
on
kid.
my
Yeah.
ride
Yeah.
along with some cat.
Hop in the back seat, my guy.
This my life is exciting. I'll bring you along. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Good
Hank
point.
definitely is the one who knocked this episode.
Part of me wants to say Chad. That's a high school student that had Mr. White washing his
Hey, that ain't a bad pick though, for real.
You go.
Keeping it a
You
bean.
go.
He got it off the whole episode.
But nah, I gotta give it to Walt. Just the complete 180 this
Wow.
episode. Yeah, I gotta give it to Walt this episode, man. Complete 180. He took control, even if it was, and we'll continue to have the conversation about what role his diagnosis plays in all of this. But when you look at how this episode starts, us calling him a loser, him driving the Aztec, him dressed like who knows what that's dressed like. Not like Spike, obviously. Him
No.
dressed like
No.
to getting a half-ass hand job on his birthday, eating veggie bacon, to you talking about my son, I'm whooping your ass. I see an opportunity to start a business, I'm gonna start it. Actually, I'm gonna be the best coming out of the gate. I see us in danger. I'm thinking on my feet and I'm making sure that I come up with some kind of quick concoction that's gonna knock these dudes out. I'm ready to really risk it all. I'm coming home and I'm stroking my wife down to where she
Hey,
she gonna wake up wanting to get it
he
in
did
because
that.
that's
He
how
did
that's how
Is
that
good I
though.
put it
that
in.
you?
He did. Yeah,
Walt,
Right.
is that you?
exactly. You better
It's
ask.
just it's just a complete 180 of knowing and laying down the foundation of who we this Walter White that I had in my head that I thought existed for so long. I realized that he only existed for half an episode.
Mm,
So for him to really make that quick of a transformation and to see the brilliance of it, set up the play with Jesse. Like I'm not gonna tell. I'm just gonna use this to my advantage. Everything from this point on was calculated and masterful. Now, obviously, he won't be the MVP every episode. You know, he's not always going to be the one that knocked. But
Yeah.
I got to give some credit to Walt. Shout out to Chad as well for stunting on his teacher and shit
Hey,
like
you
that.
really sold me on that. I'm gonna keep it a bean. You really sold me on that.
Yeah, that's why. I
Do
got to
we
give it to
have any
Walt.
more? I got one question to kind of tie back into the earlier email. Do we have any
Hmm.
more as far as our rankings before I ask?
Yeah, we got who took the half measure? Who took the half measure this episode? So, um, obviously the infamous season 3 episodes, half measure, full measure. Who took the biggest L? Who took the half measure in this episode? Mo, we're gonna start with you on this one.
I mean, I still gotta go Walt, man.
That's fair.
As
They were
much
both can be true.
yeah, as compelling as what you point is just like he let so much ride. Yeah, he figured out a business plan he was gonna do, but like he took so many L's. She jacks you off with the lefty, bro. Like
The lefty, bro, the non-dominant.
not even the dominant dog. And I know
And you ain't
people
even
like,
selling like it ain't like you selling a Picasso or nothing. Like you about to get some big. You made $15 off this sale, and that's more
yeah,
important than
and
getting me
that's
right
more
on my
important than
birthday.
let me get mine off for real. Let me go and liquidate these covers. Like you didn't even.
Like I said, I'm cheating. He said liquidate these covers. That's crazy. I'm cheating today. I'm cheating as soon as I can.
Hey, so so you giving me the 50 bacon with the veggie bacon, you know. I go to school, my high schoolers, they're not into my lesson, and he's dragging the chair. You know,
Oh,
Hank
man.
took over my birthday party, like, you know, made me look like the little homie, like it was about him. Then turned the TV on, he got his flex off more. It was just so many moments he took L's. Yeah, he turned around at the end of the episode, but like Walter by far had the half measure on this one, man.
All right, fair enough, man. Spike Lou, who you got, man? You over there getting weak, man. I gotta
Hey,
hear this.
hey, the lefty is crazy.
Hey, Walt Jr., bro. Hey, if I gotta ask somebody to come help me get my jeans on,
Don't do that.
Hey, man, you
Hey,
foul.
you gotta stop. I've been hoping you
Mike
wasn't gonna
foul,
do this.
man.
He been
He
saying
gonna do
this
this
since
all.
before we started. That's why
He
I'm
gonna do
like,
this
bro.
all serious, man.
Hey,
Spike ain't shit.
he not gonna pop up on our show, bro. It's over. Like Spike already killed that.
Yeah, man. Spike ain't
bro.
shit.
You fried,
He
bro.
need help, man. What you want to do? He's handicapped. What you want
But
him to
look, when
do?
they pulled up to the school, he said he got it. He got out there, he did his
He
thizzle.
didn't though. He didn't. He
No,
didn't
he
have
did.
it
Like his
though.
dad, he left him there. He's like, "You got it, I got it."
Hey, bro.
You know,
Hey, if I need help getting the jeans, the new jeans for the school year, like it's over. I can't. I can't,
I
bro.
mean, bro, you kind of knocking on the door though.
No, I'm not. I ain't nowhere near
You do.
that,
It is.
nigga.
It is
Like
one of. I will say this.
I ain't nowhere near that. Like if I need a nigga to come into the dressing room to help me get the jeans
It could
on
be a
for the new
lady.
school year,
Well,
like
not
it's
school
over.
year. I mean, yeah,
No,
but
all I'll say is this: like Walt Jr., watch your tone at this breakfast table. If you need help with shit
that's
like
a
that, you gotta
fact
watch your
though.
tone
That's
talking.
the whole thing that I'm saying about it.
That's a
Like
fact though.
you ain't even doing it in the sense of like I understand the position that I'm in. You like, oh, I'm arrogant and like, y'all should be doing this shit for me. Like, nah, bruh.
And I said
I,
y'all need to get a new water
I gotta
heater.
come into the dressing room to help you with your pants, bruh.
Hey, she
Relax.
said.
That's
Hey,
true.
Like
Skylar
if
said,
I
it's a
ask you to
skate.
eat if I ask you to eat turkey bacon, nigga, eat turkey bacon, nigga. Like don't
Yeah,
play with me.
yeah, that's true.
Skylar said, "You got the skater look." Nigga said, "Do I look like a skater?"
Yeah, that's
Oh
enough.
shit. Oh, shout out to Walt Jr., man.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, who took the half measure for me was Emilio. Emilio had a rough fucking go at it, man. Emilio got busted in a terrible, nasty ass cookhouse.
Facts.
Had to get bailed out. Thought he was being set up by a Fed or DEA agent, and then he got knocked out and slid on the floor from red phosphorus.
And
Just a
then
rough.
killed.
He got a rough go at it, man.
I
I got to
mean,
give it to him. He took L after L. He did not have one good moment. Speaking of, I don't know if anybody knows this. I forget his name, the actor's name who plays Emilio. He's the stunt coordinator for The Boys, so he's won 2 Emmys.
Mm,
that's fire.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. TV show
That's
The
fire.
Boys.
That's
So
fire.
it is.
yeah. Anyway, that's it. Mo, I know you mentioned you might have something else
Real
before we
quick.
get out
So
of here.
now that we've discussed it, we've watched it, and you know, obviously, we did the pilot back in the day, a few years ago, with Sopranos. Which pilot is better? I
This
know
one.
we discussed it at the
Breaking
top,
Bad.
but now we kind of gone through it.
Yeah, this one. Breaking Bad pilot is better.
Breaking Bad.
Does this benefit from Sopranos mistakes?
I don't know if it benefits from the mistakes. I think it was just more it was more well done than The Sopranos.
Okay.
Like there was no like you said this was your first experience in prestige TV.
Mm-hmm.
There was no prestige TV when The Sopranos came out, and looking at this,
Okay, I
there
see
was
where
a
you're going.
more of a aim for we want this to be perceived to be, and they
And
didn't do that with the
and
Sopranos.
just to add on to that, when you tell somebody that there's a show about the mob, there's an expectation of violence and all this. So when you don't get that out the rip, you might be a
Facts.
little bit let down. Whereas Breaking Bad, you have no idea what you're watching. What
I
a
don't know what
chemistry
I'm tuning
teacher
into.
cooking meth because he got cancer. Like that's a whole new world. So it's more of a you have more of the freedom to be a little bit more
Facts.
eccentric in your methods because nobody's expecting anything. We trying to figure out the story with y'all. So I say this one. I say this one. Much more fascinating.
Yeah. It's really close. I would say this is executed better, but I think that the pilot's theme drives in Sopranos drives the whole series more. Like the end at the end,
Mm,
we went to that a
good
million
point.
times.
That's
And that
good.
so I don't know exactly what the theme I mean, it's obviously around Walter. The theme that we'll continue to pull from may not necessarily be the same. And it's hard because Breaking Bad, they use scenes and kind of actions more versus Sopranos use dialogue more, which is why Sopranos is definitely one of the most quotable shows. So, I'd say Breaking Bad had a better pilot, but I think that the theme that Sopranos drove in 90, well, they shot it in 97, came out in 99. I think the theme they drove uh served more for the overall series. So
I agree with that. I think you make a good point in the sense of we were led to believe that the Sopranos was one thing and Breaking Bad was another thing. And now that we look at that, watching it second, third time over, it's like I get it, but I also understand how y'all were trying to manipulate me into believing that this person was another person. And when you watching Breaking Bad, it's like y'all shucked me. Versus versus when you watching The Sopranos, it's like I get it. So
I get it.
I get it.
I, Rich.
They better been mad if these niggas don't stop the Sopranos comparison.
I know.
All right,
Hey,
y'all.
ain't the word, bro.
It's our new wire, y'all.
Um, with that being said, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. That wraps up our first episode, one of 62,
Over
discussing the
2 hours.
show and many more discussing the world of Breaking Bad. Like I said, maybe cooking up in the lab, something. We'll figure out something similar to our back of the Bing. Please make sure that if you want to be a part of the episode, you have anything to say, comment, suggestions, the whole nine. You can email us at no more half measures pod at gmail.com. Once again, that's no more half measure pod at gmail.com. It'll be in the episode description. You can follow us on Instagram. What is our Instagram page, Mo?
It is NMHM, which is no more half measures. So it's just
N
the
M
letters
H
underscore Breaking
M
Bad Pod.
All right, you know where to find
NMHM
us. DM us
NMHM underscore Breaking Bad.
Pod.
pod
Okay.
on Instagram.
Mhm.
You know where to find us. You know where to DM us, email us. We will make sure you're part of this. You can expect these every single Monday, minus a couple breaks here and there. But until next time, we'll be back with episode 2. Y'all be cool. We out, y'all.
That's cooked.
Peace.